Oh, thank you. It is very long at this point. I found out the other day that whenever I comb it the other way and part it, it goes down past my ear. Whenever, like, that's how long this. It looks so gross. Yes, we are. Hey, everybody. Talking about my hair and talking about what's worse, a wet sneeze or a wet fart. Vote today. Good knit cap. Mom? Music stop. Music. So for all of my friends and everyone in chat, my mom created a Twitch account and followed me. Mama Terry, yeah. Oh gosh, hope she can make it at some point. I told her to start watching me stream, and it's very late. She's an old woman, so she doesn't want to stay up late, but she might try one day. Bless her heart. Well, that's when she works. So hey everyone, it's me, Logan. This is our weekly everyone plays D&D except Travis. He just sits and plays video games off to the side. He's just here for support. Oh. Jazz music, definitely for some reason. So yeah, this is, you saw a new title screen this week. I like playing around with that kind of stuff, and the reason why there's a new title screen is because that's going to be, what's the word for a video? Picture for a video on YouTube? Thumbnail! That's, my brain is fried today. That is going to be the thumbnail for the Sharn Nights mods on YouTube, which will hopefully be out by the end of this week. They're all uploaded. We just need to adjust descriptions and metadata and things like that for them, but they will be good to go for your viewing pleasure. They will all say...
Everyone but Logan is muted.
Yep, I saw him. Thanks, Jeremy. You to bomb.
We didn't say anything important anyway.
So luckily, if you will see your emote stash, there's an emote for
You don't
that
want to hear what we have to say.
because I am an effing nerd and I forget that every week. But yeah, some VODs will be coming out for Sharn Nights here at the end of the week. Check out my Twitch panels for some more announcements and things. I can agree with that. Or, yeah, I can agree on that.
Oh god.
On that point
Next time I'm gonna wear a green shirt.
Zoinks. This is now this is pretty close to a Scooby-Doo campaign.
Oh god. It's just...
You've got the Mystery Machine, the Sky Coach. You got the characters. Varian is Velma. Okay. Spike is Freddy.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn is Daphne. What else we got?
Okay, who's Scrappy? Oleg is Scrappy Doo.
Yeah.
Oleg is Scrappy Doo.
Incredible.
I'm so upset with you right now.
Donovan is the sexy
Oleg is Scrappy, but from the live action films, once he turned bad.
Oh yeah, he's evil Scrappy Doo.
He's a naughty puppy.
Oleg is not evil.
Yo, yeah, really.
I love it.
I am morally ambiguous at best.
Yeah, so I because I've been doing most of my announcements, updates and things on my Twitch channel panel. I don't have anything on Snap. I assume no one else has anything they want to throw.
If anyone wants to do fan art of our characters in their Scooby-Doo outfits, please send it to Logan. We would all love to see it.
You want to do character art of our characters in general?
Fair.
Please.
That too.
That
But
would
yeah.
be so cool.
And because I know these people here would be the ones most likely to enjoy it, the next goal for my channel is each one 15 subscribers to unlock Twitch emote slots. But if I hit 10 subscribers, I will commission emotes using Creamer, the coffee dispensing robot, as our mascot.
Yes,
Do it!
So if you guys can get me to 10 subscribers, I will use those funds to commission some Creamer emotes specifically for this channel. So it's
Oh
gonna be
my
awesome.
god, please.
It's gonna be, and I found some really cool artists who do some like very bubbly anime styles that I want to use. It would be really cool.
Chibi Creamer.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome. Yes, invite your friends to subscribe, and I will get you all some Creamer emotes.
Some creamy.
Lyra
emotes.
cheered for background some
Creamotes.
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 Oh no,
Not
let's
that
not.
committed channel.
Let's not do that. There's no need to do that.
There's no
As
need.
you.
And on that note, we're going to be doing a few things different this session. Specifically,
Nice.
thank you. We're going to do something to sort of cap off the sessions at either end. Thank you for resubscribing, Jeremy. Get us those Creamer emotes.
Hey.
I actually had the pleasure of playing D&D with Nobushi Nwebe the other week, and it was a ridiculously fun time. It was essentially a heist one-shot, and it was stupid and just awesome. It was so much fun. Super fun to play with him. So, we're going to do some new things to cap off the beginning of the session. Beginning of the session, we're going to do a fun RP warm-up. We'll just essentially cycle through the players, and we'll be asking them a role-playing related question about their characters, like what's their favorite memory? What is a lie they told? If their mortal enemy was holding a knife to their throat, what would be their last words? Crazy stuff like that. There was the one that I promised not to ask you, but there was one RP warm-up that said, what does your character see when they look in the mirror? And that just sounds awful. I don't want anyone to have to answer that.
I don't want to answer that.
That's terrible. And I don't think I want to know the answers. Which is on Austin's head. He is. Look at Squinch up there.
That could be our homework for next week. Each do a little write-up for what we see in the mirror.
Homework next week, I could probably tell you right now.
Talk about your existential dread, please. And then the thing at the end of the sessions that we're going to do are sort of these inspiration affirmations. I'm sure we'll come up with a clever name for it. But it's something I've done in a different home game that I want to implement here. Most of you guys in the chat inspire our players all the time. But to sort of emphasize a little bit more of the story and their characters, and also to emphasize them as good players, at the end of the sessions we'll do some player character affirmations, inspiration givings out, and we'll cycle through everyone, and they must nominate another player character for something cool that they did and give them a point of inspiration. That way we can talk about highlight some moments, some cool things that they may have said or done during the session, give out some inspiration, and also make ourselves and players feel good, because we all need some kindness, everyone. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I see the ghost of my father when I look in the mirror. Jesus Christ. So on that note, we are going to start with the very first role-playing. Jacob has volunteered the first one to Donovan. Jacob, you can roll me a d6 for
Oh no.
Ooh.
4.
4. What is the one rule that Donovan won't break?
I would say for Donovan, he likes to tread the grayness in between of what is right and wrong. But one thing that I think he would never do is put specifically his family in danger. and I think that's a big thing for him is he doesn't care if he gets hurt. He cares if other people get hurt because of the things that he does. So, putting other people's lives at risk because of him being reckless.
No. It is the day after your longest day of your life. What started out as a sky coach crash of a friend's sister turned into a series of murders, turned into an elemental barrage in the streets, turned into a nice, lovely dinner party at a gallery for another friend, which turned into some fade to black moments for a few. And then you all finally went home for a night of sleep. Oh. A little bit. So, the next morning, the sun begins to rise over Sharn. People are going about their day. It's the equivalent of a Thursday here in Eberron. So effectively, you guys took a Wednesday off to go do this. So the next day, with the investigation still fresh in your minds, not so much as fresh in the minds of the players, but fresh in characters' minds, you go to start the next day. But first, we're going to take a peek at Donovan. Donovan. We look now at the Ivy Tower, or Upper Memphis Ward, the Ivy Towers district. It is the housing district mostly lived in by the students and faculty and staff of Morgrave University, but also home to a few of the reporters of Wisdom. And so we skirt through the Ivy Towers district, which is much nicer than a lot of the rest of the Sharn districts, and we fall down to a smaller neighborhood nested in it all of just little townhouses nested next to each other, on a quaint little grass-laid boulevard called Silver Street. Silver Street is filled with townhomes from a variety of people, mostly faculty of Morgrave University who here or retire here, but due to past luck and some past finances, you're able to afford a nice carefree. Hey Sandy. So
My sister brought donuts, apparently.
oh nice! So Donovan, if you would describe your quaint townhome Silver Street.
I would say it probably looks very, very like, as you said, like quaint and homey. And the outside would probably be just like a very plain looking, like neutral colored house, like not to stand out too much. And inside, it just looks very like warm and like homey, like just a little knickknacks all over the place from like just like various little adventures I've been on, like some just like random knickknacks from different places I've been in the city, and a lot of pictures, specifically like of me and my family. I'll be how small it is now, and just like a lot of pictures of Donovan and his daughter. A lot of them like him smiling really big and her looking like super embarrassed. Just like whatever the equivalent of like high school graduation pictures, just like him just being like cigarette in mouth, just like looking really bright and friendly, and her just looking like absolutely like mortified. And like just a small little like quaint kitchen, and it's like not like a super big home. Like it probably would have like an office, like a master bedroom, and like a small like side bedroom, and that'd be like it. a very like small, cute little kitchen with like pans and stuff. But it's very clean because like neither one of them spend much time here, and unless you have something, he'd probably just be like, he probably would have gotten home and like not even went to bed, just like been on the couch like reading, trying to study like a case file, and then just fell asleep on the couch, as he does most of the time, because Donovan like never uses his bed. He either falls asleep at the office or just goes home to the couch and just falls asleep on the couch.
And clearly that is the already no.
I'm gonna be putting in the work today. It's okay.
Don't worry, there was also a something happened.
I know. I had already got that one.
Y'all just being mean to me today. So I guess for the flashback, like
You love
Donovan
it.
would wake up and like look at like just I guess like look at one of the random like knickknacks he had, probably like something like like a picture of him, like someone took of him when he first got to Sharn, and I did roll up my sleeves in preparation. And Donovan would just like get lost in his own thoughts and think back to when he first arrived in the city, just like raggedy clothes. And if you were in this flashback, you would just see like a very young looking Donovan, like messy black hair, barely like 16 years old, just like a punk little skinny tiefling kid, like looking around in the city trying to find work, just desperate, like begging people to give him some money to do something. And he would eventually run into some people from the Boromir clan. What is it, Logan? The Boromir. Sorry, Boromir's the guy from
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings.
Boromir clan, and slowly he would just become. He just thinks about how he essentially just became a criminal, whether he wanted to or not, just kind of running drugs, money, whatever they needed him to do, and Donovan would kind of like laugh to himself and just say like, I was just a kid. I didn't know what I was getting into. And then just think about how like years just went by, like just like that, and he went from being just like this punk kid to like essentially a member of like a popular crime family, just doing things that need to be done, lying, stealing, whatever he could to survive. And as he's thinking that, he would look at another picture of him and another like just beautiful tiefling woman, and as his eyes turn to that picture, Donovan frowns and will get up, still probably wearing like some like probably wearing like an undershirt or like just like pajamas or something, and just kind of like flip the picture down and just like, I don't want to think about that today. And he would get off the couch and start making breakfast.
Is your passive
13.
as you're standing there making some coffee for the morning, smoking a morning cigarette, making a little bit of breakfast, really jump out of your skin as someone collapses and screams behind you. Ah! And you reel around, ready to whack some intruder with your skillet. And it's Mona standing there, and her clapped her hands and scared you at the kitchen counter.
Kid, I swear to fucking God, you're gonna get me to an early grave doing shit like that.
Get to an early grave, sleep down on the couch.
Touche. Good morning to you too, kid.
She pushes past you and starts grabbing her own breakfast.
Late night? Yeah. Where you going? You got class today?
Yeah, actually, and I kind of got a long day. Got a group project I need to do later tonight. Probably gonna stay on campus today. Really won't be back at the house for meals or anything. I have to go eat out for campus.
Are you asking for money? Is that what this is?
I mean, if you're willing to offer me, I mean, I wouldn't say no.
I just bring her in for a hug, and just like a really tight dad hug, like that lasts like a little too long. And I just give her like 20 gold, like way more than she would need for lunch. And then I look at her like dead in the eyes. And I'm like, "Don't buy any cigarettes. I know you've been smoking again."
I know what you're talking about. You're clearly lying.
Listen, kid, I taught you to lie, so I could see through the lie. So don't lie to your dad.
I mean,
also-
don't get caught by your dad.
See, that's not what I said, but that was what I insinuated. But now that I've heard you say it out loud, it makes me feel like I'm doing a poor job as your father.
He just shrugs you off and grabs a bagel, gives a schmear to it.
Hey, before you leave, a guy I'm working with goes to your uni. You know Varian? Dragonmark kid.
Got a few. Honey kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He sits at the front of the class.
Yeah, he's a nice kid, but I think that if you pushed him too hard, he might pop. Little anxious under the collar, you know? Next time you see him, like, yell at him, like, jump at him or something.
Well, I can do that. Wait, why?
I don't know, he might pee or something.
And you, you can tell that she's not that familiar with, like, how you would vary, and it starts to piece together that she doesn't know about what you're doing, investigating with. She doesn't know about these current.
And nor does she need to. She'd probably get all worried and bother me about it.
Oh no. Oh gosh. I don't know if anyone can see that on the screen, but that's pretty good.
I don't think they
That
can.
got
It's
Alan.
okay.
That got
Probably
Alan.
for the best.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'll have to go back and check the VOD to see if that came up in anyone's video, because it's the way it's broken up. I don't think it did though.
No.
But I guess to describe Desmona, or Mona for short, he is a lavender tiefling with just jet black hair, kind of like Donovan's, and a very like kind of cutesy vibe, but very stern and very well educated.
And so she goes to get ready, and because it's like spring mid-spring, she simply just puts on slacks, a simple button-down shirt, and a cloak of the Morgrave University. Now that she's gotten her dinner money to you, told you that she's going to be out all day, gives you one last like hug, kiss.
I just go, be safe. Don't spend that money like a dumbass. I love you. You're the light of my life. You know, the usual.
Yeah. And she goes and opens the door. And
Yeah. I mean, you jackass.
there is. She opens the door and you hear her sigh. Says, "Yeah, there's a gift basket out here, probably from
Oh,
Sylvia."
from
And-
who?
That there is a local Sylvia Crump. The local old makes people sick, gets shit for, supports all that. Also, 80s Southern Gothic stories where she's little ghosts and like this resident local crazy haters out. This is like not out of character for her to like leave gifts and stuff. Jacob, did you?
I'd know now.
Can we get some donuts?
Did
Jacob can't
did
think.
Sylvia
The
leave donuts?
She odd, but I mean she.
For 3 subs, we will send you one of those donuts.
I will do no such thing.
We cannot
Those are
ensure their
mine.
quality after going through the U.S. postal system, but hey, if you're
Um, But I'll call to her and be like, all right, I'll bring it in a second, and I'll finish like what I'm doing, and I'll as she leaves, I'll go out and pick it up.
And it is a nice wicker gift basket. It has large, like grapefruit sized, nice little. Describing what flavor it is. There seems it did well, and
I guess I'll read it.
take the card and you flick it open. It says, Mr. Damon, the Sand, capital N. The Sands have told me about your reason for the shop visited. When an old woman.
I do not appreciate this all of the air quotes that was put into that. So I will think for a moment whether I want to participate in something that implies so many air quotes. Before I do that, I'm going to see if these muffins are any good, and then I will decide.
So, at the muffin, there is one that is, or no, excuse me, there. Absolutely. One is a raspberry, apple cinnamon.
Ooh. I'm going to eat the garlic and squash zone, finish making my coffee, and like get dressed, and then I will go meet with this old bag.
Get dressed. You head down the way. It's still early. Bit of grass that artificially. And you arrive over the cross. It's a small bricks. There are gardens on path, and you kind of know how it works with Sylvia. Make yourself. So when you see the interior of her home, crowded and packed, there's tall furniture. Up to this, there are knacks and tchotchkes crowding every shelf and surface, and what's not covered in a trinket, covered with lounging cats or chirping birds everywhere, and embedded into the walls are glowing that contain a variety of reptiles and amphibians everywhere.
I did not take my allergy medication today.
And eventually, as you come, Sylvia enters the living room. Old, and she's not one of those people who has like a lot of room around her. Actually, some people believe that she's actually a hag. Some people with an maniac. But her old nagging, knotted, frizzy gray hair goes out, but very pastel color, kind of faded, says, "Oh, Corny, how are you, Don?"
I'm not Cornelius.
Oh, excuse me. I read like the.
Are people still having a hard time hearing Logan? Is this still
Testing.
happening?
Yeah.
Sure, hello.
Testing. Yeah, just. Is that yes, meaning you can hear him now, or?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway, guess that's at time.
Please hold while our technical difficulties are sorted out.
Can we get some internet speed donations in the chat?
Can we get all of our things magically work correctly at all times, no matter what, in the chat?
Hey, you guys remember when everybody was real mad that net neutrality was gonna go away, and then it went away, and then everybody's internet kind of started sucking? Yeah.
Logan's just kind of not moving right now.
He's also not moving. Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
was gonna
correct.
say he's
Alright.
not.
Chat, how about
Great.
get a new mic?
Every time somebody says working out the kinks, I think of that one joke where like it's like a blacksmith who's working on a sword, and he's like, "Yeah, sword's almost done. I just got to work out the kinks." And then the sword
me
says,
harder,
"I like
Daddy."
feet," and he's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Do you think it is an issue with the mic to your streaming service or your
Yeah, because
streaming
we're hearing you fine.
application? Yeah. Maybe there's a conflict there. I don't know. Hello?
I didn't hear you at all when you said testing there.
So, we're just gonna work out some of these problems real quick, but how's everybody doing?
You're not a fan? I miss snow.
Is it really snowing right now? What the fuck? How do I never? I didn't know it was snowing the other day. Just like I was just kind of like chilling, and I was like, "Oh, it's
Look out a window, Austin.
There's no light outside this window, and I don't go out in the living room a whole lot when I'm doing stuff in here.
Hold a flashlight.
Open your eyes.
Light a sconce.
I remember my...
Nobushi Nueve suggested just restart everything.
Ooh.
Testing. Oh, okay, it's coming through now. Hello?
Just keep
Hello.
talking. Like, just say like a sentence or something and see if it can continue to pick you up.
Once upon a time, there was a young Donovan who smuggled drugs in his...
Oh. That's very...
So there was one of these settings is not working out very well. Testing 1, 2. Once upon a time, Donovan smuggled a wallet full of gold in his mouth.
I don't think I did that.
It sounds good now, by the way, Logan.
How about now? Okay, yeah, it's coming through now. Okay. I just had to turn off everything and hope it keeps sounding fine.
Just let us know if it stops working.
Yeah. Sweet.
Anyway, crazy old lady.
Yes, crazy old lady. Donovan, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. You wanted to talk about something?
She says, and she looks at you with like these absolutely like soul-rending eyes. Like she can see every fiber of your being when she's looking at you. She says, so the Sands told me that you were investigating all this trouble in the city.
The who?
The Sands. And she holds up like this glass bottle with all this ancient looking script on the outside, full of like red sand.
That Sand is pretty talkative. I have to have a word with him later. Or them.
These aren't laughing matters, Donovan. You could be in some serious trouble.
I always am. It's kind of the nature of my job.
Donovan, I've been in this city a long time, and it has been a while since we've had any issues with serial killers or someone of this evil in the city. Are you fooling around with this evil?
I wouldn't say fooling around. Fooling around feels very intimate. It's more like we're playing a game of cat and mouse. I don't want to get that close.
Who's the mouse?
That is yet to be decided.
I think it's been decided.
The mouse is whoever gets caught first. And, haven't been caught yet.
So what's the plan? How are you gonna track down this big killer?
That's confidential. I don't know, did the Sands tell you?
Do you want me to find out?
That was more of a hypothetical question.
I try not to do too much with looking too far in the future, but will if you need me to.
You know, I consider myself a man of the present. You look back too far, you'll get stuck there. If you look too far forward, you won't pay attention to things that are right in front of you. So, I humbly decline your very generous offer.
Suit yourself. Is Mona gonna be home tonight? Do I need to drop some dinner by?
No, she's gonna be busy today.
Alright, well, unless you have to come home early, which I know that's not that common, but just in case.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the muffins. I ate them. They were great.
Good. What'd you think of that knit cap in the basket?
Doesn't really work with the horns. Sorry.
Oh, you can just tear a hole.
I don't think that's how that works, but I appreciate the thought.
Alright, need a snack for the road or anything? Are you going back into the offices today?
No, that's fine. I'm good.
Well, alright, you know where to find me. Here, take some coffee for the road at least.
I already got some.
Take some.
I drink other if I drink some other coffee, Creamer gets really upset with me.
Those Creamer bots are gonna ruin hospitality for the city of Sharn, I tell you.
I'll tell Creamy you said that. He'll be very upset.
Oh, yeah, tell him I said that. Tell all of them I said that, huh?
It seems like a very strange thing to have a personal vendetta against, but there's a lot of red flags in the situation. I'm gonna leave.
And she just rants about these new creamer bots coming in and ruining hospitality for people, and neighbors can't share coffee anymore because all the creamer bots get jealous. She smashes a mug of coffee on the ground, just screaming and yelling in the yard. All of her cats run out the front door and through the yard. Birds escape and fly around the neighborhood. And you leave. Amazon will ruin shopping.
And like I leave and like immediately like relight a cigarette. I'm like, that old broad is crazy. I don't like how she knew so much about the case though. I got a feeling that the Sands weren't telling her anything, but does not bode well. I say aloud to myself. And then I go to
a random passerby. What case? So
the streets have ears.
So everyone else, you wake up on this lovely morning just after rain, dew and moisture covering everything around you, on the windows in your yards. For people who have yards in your yard, dew in your yards. Everyone else, some moisture caught up in the windowsills. Maybe even a few of you having a little bit of water drips coming from your windows.
Squint left the window open last night, so everything's damp in the
everything's wet.
If I know where Varian lives, I kind of want to like, since I'm in that area, I kind of want to just like be waiting like outside, and like just, like if I can like scare him a little bit, just because I think it'd be funny.
Hey, this kid has anxiety. Let's scare him.
You know, in like
Who's
a
that
gated
guy?
neighborhood outside of this manor estate. Just be like, oh,
Boo!
don't worry, I'm here to prank a child.
I think it'll be funny.
The rest of you wake up to this lovely damp morning as the sun's coming in. As I had mentioned, you essentially took the Wednesday off to go investigate and see what's going on. It's Thursday now, so it's still a working day or class day for most of you, but you still have a few loose ends to take care of as far as the investigation goes. And I'll kind of leave it up to you guys to decide, like, you know, out of game, how you want to go about your days, if you want to try and meet up at any point, or if you just want to kind of skip more work and skip more class to go do some investigation stuff. It'll be up to you guys to decide.
I think I have a couple things that I already had planned personally. But other than those plans, I would be doing the investigation, definitely.
Wait, so this is the day after?
Yeah,
the day?
no, this is just the day after. One day. It's just the next morning.
Okay.
I know I definitely go to the Sharn Inquisitive office and start like trying to piece together what we know, and I'll get in contact with someone else if I think of something or someone comes to find me.
I wake up Roan.
Yes, Wendelin, actually, you wake up in the upper city. I believe it's the Grey Dragon Inn, if I recall the name. You snuggle up next to Roan. She wakes up. You see this warning, and she immediately says, like, "Oh, fuck! I'm supposed to get brunch with my family and someone from a Dragon Mark family. I don't remember."
What time?
I don't know, like 11. We still got some few hours.
Oh yeah, we can have a nice coffee, you know, or if you're not, you know, thirsty for something else, you know.
All right, so fade to black at around 9:30, 10 a.m. You repeat this interaction, saying, "Oh man, I have brunch in an hour.
Oh, really?
You want me to walk you there?
No, I'm supposed to be going with my family there, and there's a few rooms down the hall, so we're gonna head there together.
All right. Oh, and they're leaving today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when can I see you again?
Well, my family doesn't come into the city very often, but I mean, next time they do, we can send you a message and let you know, and I can sneak along.
Yeah. Do it. I dare you.
Bet you won't. So with one final kiss, Roan says, "Alright, I'm gonna start getting dressed, and my parents are gonna come knock on my door here soon. You should probably head out before then."
Is there a window?
There is a window.
Window time.
You spider monkey out of that window and climb down the walls of the Grey Dragon Inn.
Is that
So
impressive?
unnecessary.
And yet so in character.
So good, I love it.
Both for Wendell and Alan, both.
Oh, absolutely.
Door or climb
that,
out window? Climb out window.
Does that impress her at all?
Make a performance check.
Performance check. Okay.
Yes.
Where's performance? 7.
She's, you get out the window and start climbing away, and you can't see her expression or body language, but you hear her say, "You fucking dork." But it's enough to be like, wait, like, is that flirty joking or is that bullying? I don't know which.
As I'm monkeying out, I wink at her. I don't say anything else.
Yeah, she says you're fucking dork, and you climb down from the Grey Dragon Inn.
To the order.
Ooh, to the Order of the Alley. Okay. Do you guys have anything you want to do, like, as a group discussion, or just go ahead and start doing it sort of like scene by scene stuff?
I do want to, like, see if we can all get together, talk about the professor that I spoke to at the Aurum party. He said he was going today at some point. He was going to meet with some people to talk about the fact that his poison was being used, and I kind of want to see if there's a way for us to find where he is in that meeting, because I feel like he knows more that he is letting on.
True. Okay. Then let's kind of do it.
Can I?
Oh. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I get Pickle to go to? Oh, I don't know. To Spike with the message. Now what?
So Spike, eventually a blonde hawk taps its beak against your window. You open it up, and you just hear Wendell's voice go, "Now what?"
I just well, I don't know. Pickle. I don't know. Maybe go find Oleg or Varian or Donovan or anyone, even Cornelius. Why are you gonna go ask me?
Even Cornelius? Ow.
What does that mean?
If all else fails, go find Cornelius.
I'm like, Pickle, just meet up at the usual spot, and we'll just go.
The fuck is the usual spot?
Yeah, what's the usual spot?
Our meeting spot with this bird?
Is it the ramen place?
Our headquarters, yeah.
Oh, Rickon's apartment, his
Oh,
penthouse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rick's
yeah.
apartment. Yeah.
Okay.
No, me and Pickle, we have like,
You have your own hangout spot?
Yeah, it was
Sometimes
not
me and
addressed.
Pickle go shoot pool at this one bar.
It was not addressed in earlier episodes, but Spike and Pickle have long known each other.
Every time I see Pickle, I'm like, you son of a bitch.
You have a special
They do the arm
handshake.
What's up, bitch?
um,
Oh my god.
so you tell Pickle to meet up at the usual spot, but Pickle can't really relay a message back that easily. Austin, you have a thing.
No, you could wait for a second while you finish that.
Well, I was just going to say what we can instead do is as you guys wake up this morning, you can kind of each decide, are you going to go about and do your normal day-to-day duties and jobs? Or take another day off and meet up with
This is
people
my
and
job.
investigate?
Don't
Did
say
you
that.
we had a day off, right? Is that what you said?
You kind of had to take the day off to do the investigation. It's just a
okay.
matter of if you want to take another day off and keep postponing duties. But, like always, there could be consequences for, shirking more of your day-to-day operations.
I mean, I'm fine to go meet up with my cousin and with the person with the cat, or the cat with the person. I don't know. Rathal. Rathel, thank you. Those two people I had meetings with. I had meetings with my cousin and with Rathel.
Mhm.
But other than that, I'm going to be doing normal investigative things because Oleg is just a diplomat. So,
Varian, would you go to your normal classes and do your normal homework and study groups and things like that, or would you take a day or a half day off?
I'd say maybe a half day, because I feel like I can't justify another full day off. I do. I don't know if you've developed my my like guidance counselor character, my academic advisor, but I would definitely meet with him at some point.
Oh no.
It's Bill Witcher.
Weisserbeam.
Lyserbeam. Man, I hope Bill Witcher doesn't watch our streams.
Oh god, I feel so bad.
Brass methods. I think that if I'm gonna try to talk to that professor, I would probably go to the university, specifically to find Varian, not to like scare him or anything. That was a meme, but like to like be like, hey, where is this professor? And do you want to tail him with me?
Okay. So Varian takes a half day and will eventually meet up with Donovan to go find this professor. Oleg has a few things on his to-do list, but more or less is taking an investigative day. Spike, after getting a very unhelpful message from Pickle and Wendelin, do you want to go on your normal day of bounty hunting, or take up your investigating again?
The way I see it, bounty hunting is kind of like freelance work. I mean, it'll if I don't do it, I'll get to it eventually.
You make your own schedule.
Yeah, it's whenever I want. So I'm gonna just focus on the investigation.
Okay.
And do all of that.
And Cornelius, this might fit into whatever your thing is. Would you continue on to some of the cases you've already taken on, or pursue this investigation for the day?
I was about to ask, so like on a scale of 1 to not being able to see the door from my chair, how much work do I have to do other than this? Oh no.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 5. So like
Okay,
pretty
all right,
average.
Okay, all right. Not too bad, not too bad. I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna kind of like do the thing where it's like I have whatever notes and stuff that I have on this case over like one side, and then I have like a smaller one on the other, and I'm just gonna kind of like look back and forth between them and basically sift through anything that I might have around my office, old case files, any information that I might have written down, anything that might correlate, something like that, throughout the morning kind of thing. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to cast Sending, and I'm going to send a message to Amalia. And I am gonna say, I was just gonna say, hey, hope you're doing. Hope you're doing all right. If you happen to have the time at some point this morning to stop by the office, I might need your help on something. If that's all right, but if not, it's fine. I just figured I'd reach out.
You get a very curt answer back. And it says, we'll have to see.
I just kind of very quietly mumbled to myself, that's so very helpful. And then I'll just go over, basically, I'll work a little bit on like other cases, but most of my effort's probably going to be spent trying to see if there's anything I can dig up within my own. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, here it goes. I'm Donovan now.
Jacob's fired.
Jacob is fired.
He had his one scene and then he's done. That's it.
It didn't understand.
Oh, Varian. But I guess that the last little bit I say, go through the stuff in my office. Basically, go through other old case files, any information I may have picked up, news articles, whatever. That might be able to like draw some kind of connection to, see if I can figure out who this is, if there's any precedent of this happening before all this, past information that might be helpful. And then I guess like around a little after lunchtime, I'll probably try to find the others, either with whatever I have or just to try to help them in the field kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okie doke. I'll make a note of that, and then.
And if Amalia doesn't stop by in the morning, I'm just going to assume that she's not going to show up. So.
Okay. And then Wendlin, you're going to the Order of the Alley. And so once you do that, are you going to be kind of going about your normal duties as a street protector and monitoring and patrolling, or keep on your investigating?
Can I just kind of like make my rounds and just as I'm doing that, kind of like talk to people on my way throughout the city, just like if they've heard anything going on in the upper ups or something, and then if not, then I'll go back to what's that name? Somewhere in like the middle of my notes.
Name for what?
Oh, what's her name? Isabella? The leader lady?
Oh, yes. Of course.
In a turtleneck?
Yes. Can do. And if you'll give me one moment to grab some water, I will be right back.
Can we get some toilet chats in the cat? Toilet cats in the chat, not toilet chats in the cat.
Any combination of those words, throw them in the chat.
Throw them in the chat.
We want them.
some
We
cat
love
chats
them.
in the
Give
toilet?
it to us.
Oh, Jacob.
Oh, he's back. There he is.
Yeah, Nobushino redeemed hydrate. I don't have water, but I've got Baja
It wouldn't be a
Blast.
stream if my internet didn't die at least once. Ha 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 ha. Fuck my life.
Now Logan's got
Sorry, guys. The ley lines are down in Sharn right now.
Ha 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 ha.
So,
I love my life.
Anybody else playing Genshin Impact?
right now.
No, you're weird and a nerd.
Thanks to Jacob and our dear mod Rachel, my last week has been consumed by it, and oh boy, what a week it's been.
Oh, hang on. Stretch.
Stretching?
I'm sorry that the beginning of this episode was literally just me talking for 10 minutes.
Welcome to the rest of the episode.
Yeah, it was just sometimes it happens.
I can't wait for my daughter to bully Varian.
So like Varian's a grad student, but like what grade level is your daughter? Is she like freshman, sophomore in college? She also a grad student? What's going on here?
She's definitely not a grad student. But she's probably like a sophomore or something. I don't know.
Sophomore bullies grad student.
Donovan doesn't remember.
Grad students start doing a lot more pop quizzes. Give and take. Yin and yang.
I said this to Logan before. Varian is the only one that I would trust with my daughter. Because I know he won't do shit.
Because I know you won't.
What do you mean? Oleg's not going to do anything.
That's what Logan said. I was like, no.
What do you mean? Oleg would protect your daughter like nobody's business. If somebody even looks at your daughter, he'd be shot.
Yeah, it's like you got like the most violent man in Sharn protecting your daughter.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna do anything to her because he's gonna fucking kill him.
Jacob, I want you to know, Wendelin would do everything.
No.
Oh my
Every
god!
campaign needs that one
can't
character.
respond to that because I don't know what
As a father, I can't
sexual
respond.
orientation is. And it doesn't really matter, you know, that's her business.
Varian is a nice lad.
I love her no matter what. Love is love.
Unless she dated
That's not true.
Oleg.
That's different.
Jacob,
That's just
why?
common sense.
What?
God.
She'd be the most
Don't worry.
protected person in the world.
I was
She
just
would
saying,
never
don't worry,
worry about
Oleg.
other
You're gonna
people's
find
needs
some
ever again.
nice semi-murderous dwarven woman for yourself one day, and you're gonna
why
be
you
like,
gotta be
"You
a
piece
dwarf?"
of pod."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why are you trying to put him in a box?
All right, whatever.
Sharn, it's a city filled with hot fantasy singles.
Yeah, there are hot fantasy singles in your area.
Yeah.
Warforged of all
What do you
types to
mean?
fit your needs.
Please tell me. Oh, okay. Logan. All right.
I know what you're about to
Fallout
reference.
New
New
Vegas.
Vegas needs your help.
Fallout New Vegas. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Fisto.
Confirmed. Fisto is now canon in Sharn.
Oh no.
Tinder for Sharnder.
Sharn?
Shinder.
No, it's
Shinder.
worth.
That doesn't sound
Shinder
right.
me timbers. Anyway.
Great.
Wow.
We love it.
And we're allowed to stream. We're allowed to
Yeah,
be
we're
on the
allowed
internet.
to. Not only we're allowed to do this, people want to watch this.
People paid you money to watch this.
I'm
That's
sorry.
better.
Yeah, that's
So-
the only thing you can say to that is sorry.
Sorry. So, oh, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, so, everyone's got their things. So a few of you, Spike, you told Pickle to meet up at the pet house. But it'll take a while for Pickle to get back to Wendelin. So Wendelin, you will have some time to go do your ear to ground kind of investigating. Yours, I don't recall. I didn't write it down properly, or I didn't write enough keywords. Are you going to be asking Isabella about some information, or doing some information gathering on Isabella?
Oh, I'm going to ask Isabella about some info. And just
Yes.
I guess on my way to her, I could just kind of check in on the streets, see if there's anything needs doing, kind of thing. Maybe
Are
see
you okay,
Love.
Street?
Yeah. So
Are you
you.
okay, Street?
So you walk old ladies across the road. You help people move into their apartments. You help fix a flat. No, there are no tires. A broken sky coach. And you go to ask. Go back to the order of the alley. You hit the combination of bricks on the wall. Step through into the magical darkness. And eventually see the fire escape leading up to Isabel's chambers. You bounce off of the walls, reach the fire escape, climb up and into her dead-end alleyway chamber filled with dumpsters and writing all over the walls. And you enter, and she's sitting there meditating on one of the dumpsters. And she says, "Oh, Wendellin, it's good to see you. Welcome back. We did send some members to go watch outside of a few of the Dragonmarked banners, but nothing came of it. We did see outside a Madani house, a young lady Madani being escorted by two thuggish individuals, but they seemed harmless. They seemed to just be escorting her to safety. Other than that, no out of the ordinary circumstances."
Okay, thanks, Isabella. By the way, word dump of everything that happened last night.
So a few minutes pass.
Except the road part. She doesn't even know that.
Except the road part.
I thought that's exactly what you needed.
Yeah, that's the only part you say.
Only important thing that happened.
Yeah, Isabella, before I say anything, high five me now.
Don't ask why. Don't ask why.
So, you mentioned like talking about the Aurora Gallery stuff. She says it's been a while since any of us have been to the Aurora Gallery and spent any time with the Arum. I'm glad it was fun and uneventful in comparison to the rest of the day. What do you plan to do next? I mean, seems like your trail has kind of gone cold. Besides that weaselly gnome professor you met.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think I should do? Should I check out this professor?
He seems to be the best you've gotten. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, you already checked out the more or less the poison lead. Checking out that fence, it seems as though that was a near dead end. I don't know what more you have left to search. I mean, as far as I know, we have not had a as much of a showboaty serial killer as this in a long time.
Yeah, I guess I'll try and poke around maybe his office or something, see what I can find. How's love?
About 1% better than yesterday. Which is good. 1%, that's
Progress.
That's minimum progress that we would need. She's doing all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all fumbling when we first started.
Of course. Of course. It takes a little while to get your city legs, as we do.
Cut to love, just trying her best, climbing and jumping over rooftops.
So clumsy, so loud.
Alright. I guess, yeah. I am gonna go head out see this professor's, unless there's anything you need me to do, boss.
She says there's always stuff to be done in the city, but if you're knee deep in this investigation, go ahead. Go on your way.
Okay, bye. Um,
Bye.
and
Yes, the greeting of the shadow people.
Okay, bye.
I want to.
Well, as you leave and descend back out to the street of Rattlestone, Pickle starts circling around you and
Hey,
cawing.
what up?
And Pickle flies away and circles again, like still cawing as if trying to get your attention.
Like above me?
Yeah.
I climb.
And so you are. Pickle leads you through the city, climbing, jumping over balconies, running away, until eventually you are led to the lower Memphis Plateau District, or Ward.
Hey.
So it's about 30 minutes to an hour away. And
My endurance, holy snap.
yeah, you take some breaks every once in a while.
Pickle, wait.
And eventually, Spike, you've been enjoying a lovely morning, spending time with Rick in Greycastle. And I think this is the first time I've ever actually introduced him on stream. Older half-elven men, very clean-cut, salt and pepper facial hair, salt and pepper, almost totally white hair, except he has like lavender purple roots at the base, sort of at the top of his head, in a strange pattern. Wears very elegant clothing and sort of carries himself like just a big personality, even though he is now a very, very frail old man. And you two have sat around. It's early morning, so you just had some coffee, some breakfast. Varian's mom's cookies are still on the table. It's been about a month and a half since those have been put there.
Oh, there's a shotgun now.
They have not changed in appearance.
Ooh, gonna let those just stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do not decay.
Put those into Romulus and see what happens.
Yeah, and so, Rickon, he asked you about this investigation you're doing, and he's been very hands-off. He's been mostly corralling some of the newer intern investigators that you guys have met and been like, yeah, go try this out. Hint, hint, spin-off season.
Oh?
But, so you kind of spend a lot of the morning catching him up on what's going on. And, you know, it's interspersed with him being like, oh, that reminds me of this one case that I worked on. Oh, what was it? 100 years? No, it was 85 years. No. Wait, no, was it in Central Plateau or was it over in Memphis? I cannot recall. And, you know, it's a long, old man-winded story. But after a while, you see looking out the window of this penthouse a familiar darkened shape jumping from balcony to balcony, and you hear that through the air of Pickle, and eventually you see Wendell land on a nearby balcony and like Pickle, and eventually Pickle lands on the banister outside of Rickon's balcony.
Spider monkey.
Yeah, that's me.
You
Monkey.
know, if you needed a ride, you could just ask or a cab or something. You ain't gotta jump building to building everywhere. It's not necessary. I mean, I got a hover bike. I'm not walking anywhere.
I just try to fluff my feathers a little. I was like, yeah, this is my normal workout every day.
Your normal workout is running rooftop to rooftop. All right, you know what? I ain't.
Yeah, to everyone, every day.
Well, thankfully, as a Warforged, I ain't got to worry about that, and I'm not going to.
And I, in my tired, deprived state, absolutely tried to reach for one of Variant cookies, and I bit into it without thinking.
And it is one of the hardest, most stale cookies.
You must break it, dude.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just like, you okay?
Yeah. Crunchy fresh.
I'll leave it at what you just said, Alan. I think your internet's crapping out.
You're a super robot.
We were doing a
Oh,
good
wow.
job catching all your key words, but that one lost me. That's where we stop.
I was
The
like,
cookie throws Alan speed.
I said, yeah, crunchy fresh.
Chris Fresh.
Yeah, cookie fresh.
Cookie fresh. All right.
And Rickon gets up to like welcome you. He says, "Oh, Wendland, dude, it's good to see you." And he like goes over to give you a hug, and then is immediately like, "Oh, you are very sweaty."
Yeah, and I just kind of thing.
You do what?
I do a fist bump.
Oh, yeah. He just lightly touches your fist. Says, Spike here was just telling me about your investigation you're on right now, and that's quite the doozy.
Yeah. I can't make heads or tails.
Yeah, that's actually why we're here. I want to ask your advice. Have you ever dealt with a serial killer before or anything like that?
Well, there was there was back in, if you ever read the stories written about me, there was a story called The Left Hand of Death. It was a very gripping story, and it was about a serial killer, much similar to the one that you were speaking of, but far less magic involved. It was very gruesome, mostly just a blade and lots of skin and flaying. It was a dirty mess. But this one is a bit interesting. Serial killers are typically showboaty, but this one, it's a little too planned. It feels very structured, outlined. That's what's concerning me the most about it. The ability to execute 3 very well-planned murders in the span of just 2 to 3 days. That requires strong mind. Or someone that's very well connected. And in Sharn, it's really not that hard to be well connected.
Well, I'm first on your first statement, sir. I've only no disrespect, but I've only read one book my entire life, and you're not in it. So, number 2,
Aren't I?
I take out through it. Panicking.
I imagine with that kind of stuff, you have like a control F in your mind. You see like the text rolling across your eyes. No, you're not.
Like, wait a minute.
Your second
I've
thing.
been had.
So you said serial killers are normally showboaty, but yeah, this one, he's always 2 steps ahead of us almost. At one point, it seemed as if they even left a message for us, as if they know that we're looking for him. Hell, they might even know that we're here right now. I started looking around the room.
Ricky looks around too, and he says, I've got this place pretty well guarded, but now maybe I'll paranoid Spike. And he like walks over and checks all the windows and checks the doors.
I want to check too.
Yeah, you check, and it's all secure. No one seems to be watching or anything. And he says, Gwendolyn, you're from Rattlestone. That's kind of what this district is like. Everyone looks out for each other. If there was some strange goings on, we'd know. So we should be good. Unless someone admits them as a traitor, then I don't even want to think about that. Let's just... Anyway. Yeah. Weird case. Crazy, right? Yeah.
and I want to chime in. If I'm not a robot right now.
You sound good.
Okay. And yeah, I think pretty much our big last lead is the professor, right?
Yeah, he did get a little testy when Donovan accused him of being a murderer. But I think most people get a little testy. I don't know.
I have a long history here in Sharn as an investigator, and therefore a long history with the media. I don't think I have to tell you and Gwendolyn and all of our investigators to just be careful around them. They can twist words, they can get involved, they can release some information you're not a fan of. They can make you look bad, they can make you look really good. They can be very, very flattering, but if they make you look bad, and believe me, I know. And he kind of like fades off and like stares off at this and says,
1,000-yard stare, like
it can ruin your whole life. Just at the drop of a pen. So, if you really trust this Donovan fellow, that's fine. Just be careful.
Liberal Shard media.
Oh my god.
Yeah, thanks for the advice.
You want to go interrogate a professor?
Actually, I was thinking, what if one of us tries to distract the professor, and I could try and check out his office.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. You don't have to run there now. I mean, you could just ride on the back of a bike.
Thank God.
I like how you said one of us can distract the professor and then immediately insinuated that that's going to be Spike.
I mean, come on.
Like, I was like, yeah, it's going to be you.
Oh, like, yeah, okay. I understand. I know my role. I see where I fit in this.
So, for sort of sake of story, making it a little easier on ourselves, Donovan, as you trek on your usual route over to the Sharn Inquisitive offices to do any kind of snooping around, investigating, and thinking that you need to do, you happen to catch Varian, probably walking by himself on the way to class. If you want to sort of catch up and touch base before you go about your normal operations.
Yeah, touch his base.
Touch Varian's base. Reaches down, touches the sole of his shoe.
Solid.
Good support, Varian. Great shoes.
Dr. Scholes?
Hello, Varian. How are you today?
Donovan, I'm fine. How are you?
I slept great.
Varian, make an insight check.
Where are
for
you
me.
headed?
Yeah.
That's not a lie.
Okay. Plus that. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
What?
That's going to be insight 22.
I mean, Donovan looks like he has the past one day you've known him.
I was about to say,
Cool.
deception can't be under like a 20-something.
Yeah, I said it like DC 25. I was like, let's see if Varian can pick up on the nuances of like, he slept on the couch. But no, Donovan looks the same, more or less, than he did the day before. Alright, continue conversation.
I was actually just about to go to your university and talk to that professor of yours. At the party last night, he
Do you really think that's the best idea?
Well, actually, I'm not gonna go talk to him as much as I'm gonna follow him around. He said that
Okay.
he said that he was meeting with some people. I read his mind, and he said that He was meeting with some people to talk about how his poison got into the hands of whoever used it. So I thought that could be a fun little tailing. Would you care to join me?
That could be a valuable lead. I sure. I can't miss too much today. I've been taking time off to do investigative work a lot recently, but yes, I will help.
You can miss some class. You're not my kid, so it's okay if you don't go to class.
I didn't know you had a kid. Okay, that's an attitude to take. Anyways, there's a yeah, I'm on my way right now. Can grab some, I don't know, coffee at the university coffee shop.
Here, I got some coffee right here. A crazy old lady gave it to me. You want it?
That's a weird explanation. Sure.
She talks to sand.
It's not getting better, is it?
Oh no, it's not going to.
Just out of curiosity, what did the sand say?
Oh, the sand said that I should be careful with our current investigation because I might get hurt.
Huh. Well, there's a serial killer, and a bomb did go off yesterday. So, shot in the park. I think she's probably right. Anyway,
And it's the first time my life has been threatened by rock particles, so that was new. But I hope the coffee's okay.
I sniff it. What is it? Is it just
Sandy.
coffee?
Yeah,
It's sand.
it just smells like coffee. There's no cream or sugar or anything.
She was real pushy about me taking this coffee. So before I hand it to Varian, I want to did she leave some kind of strange coffee-based message in it, or
I like that.
Did she write help and latte foam?
No, in the foam is just a flower, and you're just thinking too hard about it.
No, it
phone
is.
number.
It's totally fine, normal coffee. She's just being
Great.
nice.
So I hand that to
Cell phone
Varian.
rings at the bottom of the coffee mug.
Let's go follow this professor, huh?
Sure.
So what are you studying? In the university?
Wizardry with a focus in divination.
What am I thinking of right now? I'm just kidding. I know that's not how that works.
You're that guy.
You're a music major?
Yeah.
Play me a song.
Yeah.
You're like that.
Oh, you're
like
a comedian? Tell me a joke.
Yeah, you're like that family member,
Funny
not like one of your
man.
direct family members, but like that family member you see at
That's-
Thanksgiving.
that's why
like,
I
oh, what are you
said-
doing in college?
That's why I said I'm kidding. I
Logan,
know that's
write me
why
a
that
short
doesn't
story.
work that way.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, my kid goes to Morgrave too.
Oh, what are they studying?
Oh, she studies history.
Oh,
Ask her number.
It's like what in the back of your mind. Ask her.
Alan, why are you so horn dog in this campaign? What is happening?
Alan's just radiating horniness out into the rest of the narrative.
Varian's not even sexual, and y'all are just
Yeah.
do it.
Like children with two Barbie dolls just going kiss.
Isn't that basically what D&D is? I don't know what you want from him.
I mean, I guess. But yeah, she studies history. It's really important to her.
That's great. Is she what year is she?
She just started. She's a freshman.
Oh, is she enjoying it so far?
I think so. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty busy. We talk when we can, but she's also an adult now, so I try to not be too much of an overbearing parental figure. It's kind of in my nature to do that.
Oh yes, yeah, not overbearing parental figures. Lovely.
Insight check. Does Donovan or not? Does Varian have problems?
Varian, make a deception check at disadvantage because of the way you delivered that line.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't? What do you mean?
That's fair.
Deception check.
Yep.
Okay. 19.
Oh. Wow. 21.
All right.
Oh my god.
So it's a few thoughts cross your mind of like, man, who doesn't have parent issues, or like who doesn't, have a little bit of family problems at home. And then you're also hit with like, well, I mean, if Varian does have problems at home, he's handling it and adjusted very well. So it's like he might, but I mean, it doesn't seem to be like hindering his life in any way. So, or at least it's visibly not hindering his life in any way. That's a very good qualifier.
Your folks like what you're studying? At the university?
Yes. My family was thrilled when I was born with the dragon mark on the back of my neck. So it's always kind of been in the cards that I would go to school for wizardry and bring something to the house.
What about you? Are you thrilled?
Oh, I mean, I love magic. It's always fascinated me, and it's just been. I mean, from the time I was able to cast my first cantrip, just been such a part of the way I interacted with the world. I mean, just the mage hand and message, minor illusion, and it can be it can be a lot sometimes. A lot to remember, a lot to study. The weight of expectations falling on you can feel heavy upon your shoulders at times, but it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Well,
yes.
If you don't mind me saying so, you carry that weight rather well, but that doesn't mean you have to carry it forever.
How do you mean?
Well, at the end of the day, no matter what your family or anybody says, you're your own person. So, don't let the weight of those expectations prevent you from being who you want to be.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm rambling. And I just
No,
like pat Varian and like put my hands in my pockets, like, and just like walk ahead a minute, thinking like I got too deep on this person. I'm being too sentimental today.
It's fine. Let's grab you a coffee, not made by a fortune-telling old lady. And
She
then
makes good muffins, though. You want one?
Can you?
Got one with like some dried raspberries or something.
Can you put her in touch with my mother? It's just a little joke there.
Oh, was it?
I know. I don't do those that often, but when I
That's a good
do,
one.
it's. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's funny.
I'll keep a note on that. It's a funny joke.
Just don't
Make jokes
I hope
about
your-
mom.
I hope your mom's not too upset when I publish an article about how terrible of a cook she is. That's a joke. I'm not gonna do that.
Good.
I don't like writing smut like that. Waste of everyone's time.
I'm
Makes
just
you wanna throw
imagining
up
who
reading
would read that.
Just like dragging Mark House can't make muffins.
Yeah, that'd be like
the
that'd be like-
TMZ of Sharn.
Don't talk about my dad like that.
Princess Diana and why her chocolate chip cookies are shit.
God damn it.
Yeah.
But yes, Dr. Clearfaller was, you did accuse him of murder in a rather public fashion, so that might account for the outburst. But you said he seemed more worried that somebody was using his formula rather than that like we were onto him.
Yeah, he seemed like
I know detect thoughts can be unclear at times. There's a fair bit of interpretation has to go on with it.
well, he was thinking to himself something about meeting with some kind of group or people that would know more about how people would have gotten his formula or something like that. And I think that if he knows somebody who has a supply and would distribute said supply, he probably wouldn't want people to know that, because you talked to him, right? And
I did.
said he knew
was,
nothing about it.
He was very evasive. He was certainly hiding something. It is unclear whether he was directly involved or just did not want to be linked to it by virtue of his creation of the formula. But yes, hopefully we can catch him doing something today. Can you, if need be, make yourself invisible or disguise yourself, if anything along those lines?
Oh, absolutely.
Wonderful. Should be no problem then.
All right.
And we're off.
Sounds good. Make sure I'm on mute. Yeah. Alrighty. Oleg, what are your first tasks in the morning?
I believe I was supposed to go see my cousin at a diner or something. We didn't actually write down a time or something. I think her people were supposed to talk to my people or something like that.
Yes, her people were supposed to talk to your people. And as of right now, she has not sent you anything far as where to go, who to meet, etc. But she did mention that she was going to schedule a lunch or meal or something with you, your family, and her father, who regularly shun your side of the family.
Yes.
So that might take a little time to get in order.
Okay, and I think I'm supposed to talk to Rathel sometime today at the office. So that can happen in the morning. It doesn't really matter. Otherwise, I would most likely just reach out to the rest of the group to see what our current plans were for the investigation, since we need to figure that out. And we spent all day today. Actually, Oleg would probably have a very long breakfast and going into 11 o'clock before everything the day started. Most definitely.
I love it.
He would relax with some coffee and just chill. Maybe some tea instead. One of the two.
It's up to you. You can decide.
Yeah, it's a sporadic choice, just kind of like determining which one. And he would just relax and eat his.
Donovan does have a mustache.
breakfast.
That's fun facts. Your aunt comes downstairs. Her silvery hair all done up in a tight bun, still wearing her night silk robe and pajamas. And she sits down at the table near you and says, "Oleg, honey, how are you doing this evening?" And then snaps over to a servant and says, oh, can I get some scrambled eggs, a little bit of bacon on the side, and like lists out an order, and then sits back and says, "Continue, dear."
Doing well. It was a busy day yesterday. Just kind of trying to relax before going back to my investigation. How about you?
Says, "Oh, I think I have a late lunch garden party at around 1 o'clock. I have a nap scheduled for 3. I'm going to sit down with a good book at 4:30. The servants are supposed to have dinner ready at about 5:30. And my friend Donalyn is going to come over at around 7:30 for a nice nightcap and some dessert. I'm going to pick up my book once more at about 9 o'clock, and then I should be in bed by 10.
Wow, a very scheduled, relaxing day. It
I've
sounds.
got to stay busy. You know how I am.
Yes, of course. Busy as always. Is this aunt married? Is she just like, who all lives in my house? I don't.
That is up to you to decide. How many of your family went with you? I have a note of your aunt's name somewhere amidst all of my notes.
Oh, okay. So it's the same aunt from before.
Yes, same aunt from before, but you can determine who all you have living in your home. How many?
Oh, I have not even remote. Fulcia. And
Yes,
cousin
Aunt
It's
Fulcia.
like
Saris.
Oleg is like Shrek when all the fairy tale creatures are at his house.
Yes, yeah. My aunt's just casually having,
Oleg, exactly like Shrek.
yeah,
Shrek with the gun.
yeah. I feel like if Shrek had a gun, he would probably act just like Oleg.
That movie would have been a lot different. They'd be like,
Shrek had a
"Get out of my swamp!"
That's so accurate.
Our
The end.
warning shots that were a little less than warnings.
That
Apparently,
movie would have been a lot shorter that way.
Hashtag give Shrek a gun.
for sure, I feel like my aunt and cousin were just annoying and came with me, but I didn't want anybody else to come with me to rendezvous and be diplomatic stuff. Just kind of wanted the house to myself and
Sure. Yeah.
just silence. Yeah. So it's kind of like nice and refreshing that she's there, but also like secretly that's the case, but also like outwardly I'm like, great. But yeah, so I'll just have my breakfast and then get on my way towards, I guess, figure out where everybody else is. Maybe I will drive over to, when do I think, if I figure I know Varian's schedule at this point to some extent. We've known each other for quite a bit of time, so I feel like I would like write down his schedule and say like this is when he goes to classes or whatever.
Or like drive the
Absolutely
carriage
something
through the
Oleg would
classroom
have.
wall. Get in, bitch. We are going investigating.
I make a chance to make sure I always kind of humiliate him. a
I'm
bit.
Varian's dad. His mom is dead. Varian, I have to take you home.
It's just like a really shitty excuse, like whole family has been murdered. Get in the carriage.
Get in bed.
Cousin Vinny broke his leg again by
Cat
chainsaw.
died.
You know how it is.
By chainsaw.
Fire.
There was fire.
Not funny.
No
didn't
survivors,
laugh.
please come plan funeral.
Varian, there's a dwarf here claiming to be your dad? I don't understand what's happening.
We know this math doesn't
Yeah,
check out, but we're going along
Yeah,
with it.
it's just very like, I told him not to do this. Yes.
So yes, Oleg, you do know Varian's schedule more or less.
Okay,
We
cool.
talked-
So before I go bother him, I'll probably go hit up Rathel, and then I'll go and then I'll badger Varian by coming up with some kind of excuse.
Yes.
I'll figure out that before we do that.
And did she give you an exact location, or did she just say come
She
by
said her
the
office.
Dallas offices? Yeah. Okay.
So Varian, this is the 4th time your entire family has died.
Yeah.
What can I say? The clones, they don't last that long.
Barry just like grabs the teacher by like the shirt, like, please help me.
Please help me. I don't know this man.
Oh my god, I just realized I want to make an evil cleric where all they do is just res people and then instantly kill them, and then res them and instantly kill them.
Best.
All right, thank you guys for watching Sharn Nights this week. That's the end of the episode. You will not see Travis next week.
We found out one of our friends is a psychopath.
If I ever DM for you guys, I'll be the big bad. It'll just have your family.
Just Travis.
Just Travis.
Actually,
The big bad reveals, pulls off their mask. It's Travis Clark.
It'll actually just be a party of evil people who are just all of my characters from the last couple of campaigns. So you'll have
Combined into one.
Morel mixed with the character from last time who didn't believe that vampires or werewolves were real.
Stupid.
All
Yeah,
right,
anyway.
let's
Okay, yeah, let's get
let's
going.
continue.
So you go to Rathel's office and effectively arcane laboratory where they're testing out these sort of new magics that she's been experimenting with. It's a very, compared to other dragon marked offices and things, this is a little bit on the more run down side, a little bit on the cheaper side. Clearly not getting the funding that the other Vidalis families do, and Vidalis inventors. And so, like, it's meager. There's not a whole lot of decorations once you go inside. It's made out of just the simple bricks that a lot of the rest of the city is made out of. Not a lot of the normal, filigree filling in some of the gaps. Stained glass windows, none of that. And so when you go inside, it's simple wooden benches, simple stone floors. You speak to the receptionist who goes and gets Rathel for you. And she leads you through the laboratory proper. And if you imagine, like, high school, like, labs, where it's, like, all the tables spread out across a large room. It's kind of like that, and at each individual table, a few, like, arcane tinkerers trying out spell scrolls, making drafts on certain papers, a few of them testing out certain things, a few of them speaking to animals, trying to convey certain arcane words to them, just all sorts of stuff going on. But this, pale, white-haired husk of a woman holding a silk pillow with a cat on it, adorned with jewelry, walks through and leads you to a side office. Again, it's a very simple office. However, in place of a desk chair is a cat tower. And the desk is long enough for this husk of a woman to sit next to the cat tower and take notes for the cat. And so this cat sits at the peak of this tower and says, Oleg, I am so glad we got to do this. What can I help you with today, taking this visit so early?
I was mostly just wanting to speak more about your magics, and you were talking about earlier, speaking about your research. I think it was research, right?
Sure.
Sure. We don't have to roleplay specifically everything with dealing with her, but I was mostly just trying to figure out,
Yes. She kind of explains what happened to her was an accident, and they've been spending a lot of time trying to recreate it, because what turned out to be just an arcane incident has turned into a very arcanic and philosophic debate with the Vidalis family. Because now that she's in an animal body, she's now realizing, like, some animals are mistreated. She sees stray animals in Sharn all the time. And what if some kind of magic could be developed similar to the Unseen Servant spell, combined with sort of a Conjure Familiar spell, but for animals? And so they've been trying to perfect that, but the boundaries they keep coming up to are like, well, animals can't really use material components. Animals can't use, like, verbal and somatic components. And so they're experimenting, trying to see all these capabilities with certain animals and things. but they've yet to be able to fully replicate whatever happened to her. Because a lot of their work has been trying to figure out exactly what happened, and then now trying to recreate it.
I will. I will then ask if she. I guess if I can look at her research and her work, maybe I'll. Well, also, has she been able to cast any spells as a cat?
She says that fairly early on. I can't remember which is which. Somatic is hands, verbal is voice.
Yes.
Yes. Always get it mixed up. She can, because she can speak, she can still do verbal components, and as long as she has, amidst all of her jewelry, she has the material components or spellcasting focus. The thing she's still struggling with is the somatic. She can't necessarily do hand gestures. She has developed a few small things she can do as a cat. For example, she goes to cast, let me double check to make sure the components on that spell. Yes. She starts making biscuits on the top of the tower, but you watch her paws are moving in a very quick patterned motion. Like, it's not just like a back and forth. It's like a left, right, left, right, left, right, and just back and forth, while at the same time she whispers to herself, and she casts prestidigitation and makes the lights in the room go dim. Like, turn off and then go back on. And she says, that took me about 6 months to develop as a cat. So we're still struggling to figure out those kinds of components for animal spellcasting. Very slow process.
Yes, I can imagine. Well, this is fascinating. If you ever want help, I love pets. So,
really? And she like cranes her head up and stiffs. She says, "You really don't seem like an animal person."
Yeah, well, family didn't say very many, but I've always loved animals in general.
A little tentacled eye like pops out of your beard.
Yeah,
Like,
I kind of.
and Rathel like cranes up.
Yes, and I just kind of push that back.
Just push that back in.
It's just yeah, I'm fascinated with pets.
All right. Of course, if we ever reach a crossroads, we'll make sure to reach out to you. You're quite the instrumental inventor, I will say.
Well, thank you. Yes. Well, yes. Please do. I think it's fascinating, the idea of animals being able to cast. I also don't know if I would. I don't know how I feel about like a pet dog doing that. I think it'd start getting a little like annoying when you want to stop playing. Maybe they would want to continue playing, and that might cause a little bit of issues. I don't know if you've ever tried to stop petting a dog, but it doesn't work very well sometimes.
Well, maybe this granted abilities of the animals will teach them more about agency and self-control and the like. We're not there yet, but maybe one day.
Maybe. I mean, that sounds good. Okay. Well, thank you.
Fast forward 50 years when Sharn's overrun by animals with human familiars.
Yeah, I'm trying to just get ahead of it before it starts taking over the world.
There's
Yeah.
the
I can't wait
dog
for our
king.
next one shot where we all play as like sentient animals.
Okay, so let me do a tidbit of a side story. There is actually Dungeons and Doggos is a real thing. I don't know if you looked into it, but it's a real thing.
Yes.
And where you play dogs as D&D classes, and they have miniatures for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It looks amazing.
Rachel and I
wanna be
have
a cat.
cats and catacombs.
Oh,
which is a similar one. And there's little like cat figurines of the different classes. Yeah.
Cats, catacombs.
It's awesome.
Incredible.
I also have Cats of Cthulhu, which is D&D or cats but called Cthulhu.
Incredible.
It's amazing.
anyway,
Yes. So, are there any more things you want to ask, Raffle?
I had a list, but then I kind of forgot it all. So I think pretty much just research, offering help, seeing if there's any kind of. I was just fascinated with the whole cat magician thing. So maybe I just wanted to get her contact information, make sure that the line is always open, kind of thing. And then
Of
I will
course.
go on my way towards Varian.
So, she, as you go to leave, she says, Oleg, as an inventor yourself, and, sort of, to, solidify, crystallize this partnership, because I think you could be an asset in the future. You have a very creative mind. There has been something I have developed in the past few months. Here, and she pulls out it's a totally blank-faced gold band that takes up. It goes from about knuckle to knuckle. It's one of those like long kind of rings, like David wears on Schitt's Creek. And effectively, you can cast Conjure Familiar with it.
This is amazing.
I will warn, it's not faulted by any means, but because it is harnessing sort of your own magic, your own personality, your own everything, sometimes your familiar takes after you, or takes after your desires, your passions, things like that. I think it's enjoyable, but
That sounds like I would get a very interesting dog or cat that would
with some tentacles, yes.
Okay, well, and then I snap my fingers and cast Conjure Familiar.
You perform like the quick motions, cast Conjure Familiar. What kind of like minor beast do you want to summon?
Oh God, minor beast.
Or you can just like look at the Conjure Familiar spell.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Something with tentacles, maybe?
Is there something with tentacles? Find familiar. There, that's the thing.
Tentacles.
Is an octopus out of water just says
A flying octopus.
I mean, is there an octopus? Is there like a?
Okay, there's
a
I think
octopus?
so. I think there's an octopus or a squid. Can't remember which.
Yo, have a flying.
Can I
Didn't
actually
they
have a
add where
flying?
you could do like small gelatinous cubes and shit? I'm pretty sure they added that in Tasha's like new familiar stuff.
That's one step above having a pet rock.
Really is.
I mean, it's kind of like a. Oh my goodness, familiar Tasha's.
So for Find Familiar, your options are bat, cat, crab, frog, or toad, hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, poisonous snake, fish, rat, raven, seahorse, spider, or weasel, or some other small beast as
Seahorse.
That's nice, except my Oleg would not have a seahorse. Can I have? Is it possible to have a
badass
flying
seahorse.
octopus as my familiar?
flying octopus. No,
Like no, like squid maybe, just like one that just. Just like floating beside my head.
flying. No.
Damn it. Okay. All right. Okay.
But
What about flying
you have your little
badass
turret thing.
That's true. I could just have it sit on top of the turret, which would just be like the worst toupee ever.
A toupee.
Let's do. Yeah, I feel like
But
he would just have a cat.
so you summon a cat, and when you do, almost Mind Flayer-esque, its whiskers are replaced with wispy tendrils and tentacles that like ring down its face like a Cthulhu monster. Its tail is not just a tail; it is like an octopus tentacle with like suckers on it. And all of its toes and toe beans are weirdly long and big, like abnormally large. It is this hideous looking squid cat.
These high straight posture checks. God damn it.
I legitimately love it. That's amazing.
Incredibly.
And it looks up at you, and you have this thought of like, I love it, and it meows, and it's just, and it's just a big like sound.
It's like Dr. Zoidberg.
It's like a little like Dr. Zoidberg. It's the meow coming through the tentacle, so it's just like.
I look for the first thing I do is look at it and smile a little bit, but then I also like side eye to see what the reaction is of the
Rathel's pupils are most of her eyes, and she's just like, like what the fuck?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Cat with tentacles, maybe.
And I like get down on my knees and kind of like pat it and go, oh, what a beautiful girl. I name you Kisa.
Kisa. Oh my gosh.
The mystery deepens.
And then I just put her on my shoulder and say, thank you. This was fascinating.
So whenever you do that, you look back down at your ring, and carved into the gold ring is a cat face with a tentacle wrapped around it, where there was not anything before.
That's
horrible.
This is insanely. How did you do such a personalized? Like,
Oh, it does that on its own.
That's amazing. So if I give this to somebody else as like an experiment, I could actually like see what their inner.
Quite possibly.
I'm going to have many experiments with this. This is.
I love it.
Facebook personality test. What familiar are you?
So, on that note, I have to toilet cat really bad, so I'm going to.
I was about to say it's about that time.
We'll take a break,
Toilet
10
cat.
minutes or so. We'll be right back before I toilet cat myself.
Toilet cat. Toilet
Yeah.
cat. You gotta pee, but we'll be back.
What did you say needs to be clipped? What did
I don't know.
Are you an eldritch cat, an owl, or a minion from Despicable Me?
Oh, that's the worst one.
Yeah.
Horrible. Truly horrible.
That's
What
when
is
you
that?
Kill that.
Oh,
person
okay.
immediately, just
2020 unroll. That's amazing. That's a. Oh my god.
This is incredible.
Sorry, I was fascinated by the cat magician. That is ideal.
No, this is a good little side adventure.
Yeah.
I can't say
character.
shit. Literally, the whole beginning of the session was just me. So
I mean, I'm sure more of the session's gonna be you. We'll figure that out. Chat. You have. Oh, you.
I haven't gotten.
Have you gotten a donut?
Thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna go get a fucking donut.
Bring me a donut, please.
No,
Damn it,
fuck you.
everybody's leaving.
Mush it into the camera so it can feel like I'm eating it.
Give me one of those Dunkin' Donut hamburgers, please. that you get at the
Yeah, get me some state
Fair.
fair food.
state fair food. I actually do miss the like terribleness and amazingness that is the state fair
I
food.
want some deep fried Oreos right about now.
I do
I-
though. I
Mm.
deserve deep fried Oreos.
You do deserve deep fried Oreos, Travis.
Everybody deserves deep fried
Yeah,
Oreos.
that's a mantra. in your PTS. I deserve fair food.
If you live through 2020, you definitely
Yeah.
do. What do you mean it sounds revolting? You're rude.
You've upset Travis now.
That is true. Xavier, did you learn any cool songs on the bass so far?
No, but I'm not gonna play them on stream either.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to play them on stream. Jeez.
Absolutely not.
I know 4 chords on my ukulele. That's about as far as I've gotten.
Well, that's all you need for like 70% of pop music.
I actually chose those exact 4 chords. I'm not going to play
Okay.
them because this thing is completely out of tune. But
Presents for you. Look.
Oh,
ooh,
oh, yeah. Just push it right out there.
uh-huh.
Where's Rachel? We need someone to clip that.
Okay, the
They're
Dunkin'
mini
Donuts.
there are 12
Oh,
people
sorry.
watching that.
It's not Dunkin' Donuts. It's Krispy Kreme. I apologize if you
Yeah.
Google that. It's Krispy Kreme donut or burger.
No, I had one of those donut burgers.
You've had one?
Yeah.
I've had one of them. They're amazing.
No, that's the thing is like you'd be like sorry, I have the Twitch stream pulled up on my TV behind my computer and I just witnessed the horrible abomination that just happened between me and you. Oh horrible. Anyway, it's from Krispy Kreme. Yeah, I had one and you'd think it'd be terrible. But there's something like about like the salty and sweet together that like it wasn't bad. But it's definitely like a thing you eat once, and you're like, if I eat 2 of these, my life expectancy is going down by like a significant amount.
And that's the nice
Oh,
thing about a
boy.
Krispy Kreme burger is that like, or a Krispy Kreme donut is it's pretty small. So,
Yeah.
Is it from Granny's or Krispy Kreme? The donut you just ate.
I said it was Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah.
Where's that?
What other fair
little
food
baby
are we
donuts.
missing? Funnel cakes. I can go for a funnel cake.
The problem is I like to eat like a little bit of funnel cake and then I'm like, I'm done. I'm good.
That's how I feel about those like fried candy bars. It's like I'll eat like half of it and be like, this is enough.
No, I'll eat the whole thing.
So I know that like this year during like fair season, I know that the fair near where I live,
A donut
did, like, a
slider. That
drive-thru.
actually sounds really good.
they did like a drive-through fair where you could just get food and shit and just like take it and leave. And I really thought about doing that, but I thought it'd be really weird if I rolled up and like, hey, can I have 5 fried candy bars?
Oh yeah, deep fried. Oh, also
Three
turkey legs.
Musketeers, deep fried Three Musketeers slaps so hard.
That's so true. Reese's I like a lot just
Huh.
because Reese's by themselves has some pretty cheap chocolate, but like fried, it's really.
Abigail,
I've got-
why have you never been to the fair? Go to the fair. I mean, obviously not right now, but like,
Yeah, don't go to the fair right now.
yeah, don't do that. But like when
I mean, it's a
when the
flea
world
market right
recovers a slight amount,
Yeah, see, having been to like actual parks before, like Disney World and like Busch Gardens, it's like such a kind of shitty experience, but it's also amazing.
that's the thing. Is like parks are better when you go with people you actually like.
Yes.
Because
I think.
I think I never went to a fair or a park with like anyone but my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's something special about going around the Ferris wheel with someone that you have the feelings for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, Travis, I wouldn't know. I've never had feelings for anyone.
I mean, that's your own. I mean,
Yeah, that
That's
is my
fine.
fault,
Travis.
Travis. It's a choice
I
that I
don't
made with my
feel
life.
it.
Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
You know, you fill up on fried candy bars and then get on a rickety machine run by like a 16-year-old.
Yep.
Get up to the top and you give your sweetie a big old smooch.
And then the compartment you're on falls off. You both hit the ground, die on impact, and you spend eternity with each other in hell.
Nice.
Held hands before you were.
Nice.
That's the most romantic date I've ever heard. If I've ever heard one. No, there's just I don't know. Also, my favorite thing at the fair, which I'm gonna brag about a little bit, is turkey legs. And I just smoked my own turkey leg the other day because I have a smoker, and
That's fucking incredible, Travis.
it was the best. It was the best meal I've had
Smoked
of
meat.
my own. And I made aloo gopi, which I don't know if you know what that means. It's an Indian dish, which means
Ooh.
aloo means potatoes, gobi means cauliflower, and so it's literally just like curry flavoring on top of potatoes and cauliflower roasted. So it has
That
like a
sounds
nice.
incredible.
It was super
Yeah, that
good,
sounds
super
really good.
easy.
Cauliflower slaps.
It
I
does.
can I hire you to like cook meals for me? Is that possible?
Sure, can I hire you to clean my house like you clean yours?
Sure. That's a fair trade. That's a fair trade.
Xavier's apartment is
apartment is like, yeah,
Yeah.
it was incredible. I walked in and I was like, Xavier must really like us.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if I said on stream, but like growing up, I was like the one that was responsible for keeping the house clean. And it kind of stuck with me that way. But my mentality now is kind of just like, if you keep it to like a certain level of like where it's always clean, it's not hard to keep it clean. You know, like you don't ever have to
Yeah.
do, instead of doing the whole like, oh, it's like cleaning day and you clean up the whole place, just always keep it a little bit clean. And
It's
then,
like doing dishes. Like you just do the dishes as you use them instead of like waiting to do them after a while.
I am terrible. My wife and I
Yeah,
are terrible with
totally,
laundry and dishes with that
Yeah,
shit.
same.
Like,
I literally while I've been at home, I'm like laundry. I'll just do 3 loads at once instead of doing it over time. That sounds
I'll
like
just
a good time.
I'll just do it until whenever my wife starts using just my t-shirts. That's when I know that we need to do laundry.
Laundry day. Incredible.
Yup. Yup.
Run out of my clothes onto Travis's.
Yeah.
It's so a joke, but not so at all. But yeah. So I drive up to Devarian School.
Get in the car rider line.
I like this idea of all of us just showing up at variant school about to read.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that like what's funny about this is we could have definitely just all gone our separate ways and done separate things, but we all had like the same idea, and the implications like we didn't communicate that, but we were all just like on the same page.
Various,
Gonna beat up his professor. Let's
Yeah.
go.
the last one I do have. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I drive up to Varian School and say, and I kind of look around. I try to see. I know his schedule, so I know when he's going to get out of his classes. So I'm gonna wait when he's transitioning between 2 buildings and like literally park my hover car on the lawn, and then go. Hey, Varian, Aunt Patricia's making out with that with your cousin again. We need to get going and try to stop them.
A human man in medium armor, a blade at his side, and wearing the robes of Morgrave University, stops and says, "Sir, you can't park here."
Yeah, I'm picking up.
Am I still
Sir,
there?
you can't park here.
Am I, like,
yes,
well, I was-
No,
was I
you've
just,
already
like,
kind of
hanging
gone
out?
about your business a little bit as Varian's gone to class. I imagine, though, you could probably see this exchange happening in, like, the courtyard of Morgrave.
I will definitely see. I'm already parked. All right, so
I'll run up as like he's explaining this, and I'll be like, I'll pull out my press badge and be like, "Yeah, he's with me. He's allowed to park here."
Fuck. Make a deception check, please.
Don't feed into it. Don't feed into it.
That's gonna be a high number. Hold on.
Is it higher than a 20?
Yes, by
Yeah.
by at least 10.
That's amazing.
No, sorry, yeah, not. I was wrong. 27.
Yeah, that's still plenty. Oh, gosh. Yeah, so this guard, campus security, he looks at you two, and he says, "That's fine. You just you still can't park here. This is a
I-
thoroughfare where people walk and spend their time.
Yeah, I'm very sorry.
I'm so sorry. This is my uncle. He's not from around here.
He
yeah,
can't
I'm just
park here.
baffled
we'll
at
be
this
up front.
horrible lie. I'm just like,
We'll be off on in a moment. I'm so sorry again.
Yes.
Thank you
Let's
for doing your job.
let's go stop your aunt who's making out with your cousin who's a chainsaw.
Let's stop your aunt from making out with your cousin, who is a chainsaw.
Travis, do you smell burning toast?
I'll look at the guard after that exchange and be like, you mentioned this place was for walking. You should walk away, fake cop. Bye bye.
Okay, well, this has been nice. Very get in car.
So the three of you get into Oleg's sky coach and park somewhere.
Oleg,
While Varian was in class,
we talked about this, and even though, again, we talked about this, could you please not use an incest-related excuse?
Well, you see, maybe we shouldn't have.
okay,
No,
I think that the important thing here is you
doing this.
talk less. You're not. Neither of you are very good at lying.
What do you mean?
That was
His cousin.
horrible.
Okay, so one thing, it is very possible. I just came from a meeting with a cat that is a wizard. All right, so it is very possible that his cousin is a chainsaw. For another thing,
I
don't
believe
think
the
that
basic
translates.
premise of what you were trying to do, but just like say less. Don't give
Look,
extra
Look,
details.
I
unless you
met
have
that lady yesterday too. I've never met a sentient chainsaw, much less a sentient chainsaw who was once a different type of organism.
Spike and
Kinda.
Wendelin, you are walking or riding down the street toward Morgrave University. You get to the edge of the campus and throw the arc cycle on your back. And overhead, a sky coach lazily lisps by as three people on board are arguing about sentient chainsaws.
I'm not arguing. I'm just like sitting in the back while they're arguing. Like, all right.
arguing about sentient chainsaws and incest and Uncle Oleg.
I'm just gonna pull
That
up.
chainsaw.
What
are you
I'm
doing?
gonna pull up the driver window. And just listen in, and then as I hear the part about the chainsaw, I'll just go. You know, I had a cousin that was a chainsaw once.
Oh, hey, Spike. Hey.
Hey,
Maybe-
boys, how's it going?
maybe it was
Chainsaws?
Hey, Spike.
Yeah. maybe it was his cousin. See, it wasn't that impossible lie.
Okay, no. So here's what I'm saying.
The
Just like say less.
impossibility of the lie is not why I'm mad about it.
Okay, so
You
the problem.
understand that, right?
No, I don't. But you're in car, are you not?
Yes.
You could
Can
have
I-
just said
can I
Varian
use
get in the
this?
car.
What is the point of that? Why would I do that?
I would have gotten in the car.
I don't.
Now, whose cousin is the chainsaw?
The chainsaw
please
is
don't humor him.
Varian's cousin. All right, his aunt was making out with the
Varian.
No, she wasn't.
So, now that we're all here,
Yeah, well, yeah.
What are you guys doing here?
I was gonna go talk to that shady professor guy we talked to.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
do
was
you
gonna
mean to
say,
park outside of his? I'll just.
So
I'll ask
before
Varian.
we get to all of the planning, Cornelius, you are going
Oh, wow.
through all of your old files and investigations and cases looking for any consistencies or inconsistencies, common trends, etc. Make an investigation check.
All right. We'll choose this one. 11.
We need to get Austin a specific D20. That's where the D came from. Where on D20 is a little kiss emoji. So whenever you do that, throw it down. So with an
Clearly, the kissing doesn't help.
it does not. You're looking for consistencies of any of the investigations your friends have done so far. Any common themes, motives, any even leaving like the signatures on the spell shard, or even then, within those investigations themselves, the first murder of the House Thrash dignitary did not have any kind of note left behind. The second had a handwritten scrawled note, and the third had a spell shard. So even then, there's not a consistent line straight through it. All the causes of murder, a little bit different. First one was an accident. Second was deemed an accident, but involved 2 potential victims. The third was just a downright beating and murder. So even then, even cause of death, not even a constant thing. And it just seems that even though your gut is telling you these 3 murders are linked just because of the messages, they still it's not clicking. And so it's hard to find past cases. I mean, you find consistencies here and there, but nothing to form a solid conclusion. So it's, while it is interesting that there aren't enough consistencies, it's not enough to base any conclusions on. Unless you, Austin, have conclusions you could maybe want to make. That's up to you to decide. But, yeah. After you spend a good part of the morning doing your case investigating, Squinch can help you out a little bit. Whenever you wake up that morning, though, there are 2 rats laying together nearby on the floor. You glance over, and one of those rats turns into Squinch, and then the other rat runs away.
Oh, man. Come on. All right, well.
And Squinch is still in his fancy suit.
Was the rat in a fancy suit?
The Squinch rat or the extra rat?
The squinch rat.
Squinch rat had a bow tie on.
Oh.
All of you. Oh.
Spiffy.
Wait, what was he trying to do, the rat?
Squinch, he can shape change into other small, like, little beings, like a crow or a rat. And, Austin, if you correctly can deduce, we can assume that Cornelius can too. Squinch shapeshifted into a rat and fucked another rat. And then he helps you with your cases.
Just like on the floor of the living room?
On the floor of the living room.
There's another room in the apartment. You could at least... God, Jesus.
I'll only do it if you say it's my room.
It's not your fucking room. I lived here first.
Hey! Then I'll do it wherever I want.
You could use the fucking closet. You could turn it to a rat. A closet.
Was it a hot rat?
God, Jesus.
You mean like Fantasy High, the sexy
Yeah,
rat?
with like a really wet nose.
A wet
and
nose, the
curly
curled up Farrah Fawcett.
No.
And a very long,
Good
smoothly tail.
Lord.
I literally watched that episode last night.
One of my
Oh.
favorite scenes. I don't think I've that
The
and
best part about that was Brendan was like, "I need you, Emily
Ashford,
Ashford, to tell me what a sexy rat looks like."
that and the
Iconic.
yeah, that and the scene with Avanash from Escape from Blood Keep are like 2 of my favorite things in Dimension 20.
And the best part was when she starts describing it, Brendan's like, "Emily, that sucks. That's horrible."
Yeah, and I
Like,
love
like,
that.
that fucking sucks.
Like, there's this long, time period of her describing this sexy rat and what it does, and then it cuts to Lou going, "What the fuck is that? Oh god!"
That's a really good animatic of that.
Yes,
It's
but
so
it's so.
I
digress.
love that shit. So yeah, Squinch got laid in your living room, but then he helps you with your cases, still wearing his
my
suit.
God.
But after you finish
At least
getting,
he didn't turn into anything bigger, you know?
I guess that like at least he wasn't like a different animal and did that.
Yeah. Like a horse.
Oh, he can't turn into
He
a
can't turn into a horse,
horse.
thankfully.
Actually, when you
And that's a
leveled
good
up,
thing.
Squinch leveled up, and he took a level in Druid. So no, I'm just kidding.
He's
Oh,
still getting
no.
his fucking shape change in level of Druid.
He's a level 2 now. Bullshit.
Uh,
But after you finish your poring over your case files, what would you like to do after that, Cornelius?
About what time is it by the time I get done with that?
Noon.
Have I heard from anybody today?
Would anyone during their day think to reach out specifically to Cornelius? Gwendolyn.
I would have reached out to him.
Yeah, sure. Pickle, go. Fly so fast.
I like to think that you could get Spike to do the message for Pickle. So Spike, what would you say to Pickle to get Cornelius?
We're bullying people in high academia.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, we're doing it like while we're driving.
Yeah, while you're on the road.
I'm just shouting at the bird. I say, Cornelius, we're gonna go beat up Varian Professor. He's a cultist guy, possibly, definitely. Meet us there. Help us out.
He's a cultist guy?
Or
And
not
then you
cultist
hear,
guy,
like,
but
a
like
lot
he's
of like wind as well.
No, send it. Perfect.
Yeah,
First
just send
take.
it. Who cares?
So,
figure it out.
What are you sending now?
This is on the way. So,
This is on the way, yeah.
Yeah. So, Cornelius, you hear a tapping on your window. Squinch looks over and says, "Hey, Cornelius, we got a total babe trying to get inside." And you look over and see a hawk taking at the window.
Squinch, buddy, we gotta find you like another imp or something, because you wanting to just like fuck random animals is really not. It's not working out here.
Well, Cornelius, I'm
Anyway.
really glad you asked. My girlfriend actually got kidnapped from me a couple weeks ago. I've been keeping it a secret. I didn't want to tell anybody. I've been real ashamed about it.
Wouldn't you say something about that like 3 weeks ago? And I'd like, open up the window. What do you want? How much worse can this day get? What do you want? Because I don't think I recognize the hawk yet. Because I've known window.
No, yeah, you do not know Pickle. And the moment the window opens, you hear Spike's voice mixed in with with a bunch of wind and like just roaring arcade sounds. It's like, "Hey, Cornelius, we're gonna go beat up Darius Professor. He's a cultist or something."
Oh my fucking god! Thank you. I guess. And I'm just gonna shut and lock the window, and I go, Squinch, buddy. We're gonna have a talk about this when we get back. All right, we're gonna have a long conversation about a lot of things.
I miss her so much.
Oh my god.
I'm
First,
so sad, Cornelius.
look here.
I'm just lashing out at you. I'm so sorry.
Grab a bottle of fucking whiskey and let's get to work.
He does it.
Quote that.
Drinking.
Grab a bottle of whiskey and let's get to work.
So you and Squinch grab a bottle of whiskey.
Go Cups.
Grab
You
a
hate
bottle
to-
of whiskey, let's get the fuck to work.
You open the front door and leave down your hallway, and you smell something awful,
I don't like that.
like vomit and pee pee poo poo and bo.
Big dookie dump.
Big dookie dump. It smells awful
Oh, boy.
in the stairwell of your apartment.
Fucking death? Does it smell like somebody died?
It mostly just smells like
Somebody had a bad time.
it smells like somebody had a bad time. But you start making your way, and you make it to the first
Making our way down.
stairwell, making our way down, that leads down, and there is a body laying on the stairs, like they were climbing up the stairs, with blood pooled down the stairs.
Holy shit. I'm just like instinct, gun comes out, and I'm gonna like lean down. First, I'm gonna kind of like Are they like face down?
Yes. Like they were
Immediately-
crawling up the stairs.
Immediately place fingers on neck for pulse. Like if I don't catch it, like a couple
Very
of seconds,
dead.
I'm gonna flip them over and look at them.
Dead for like several hours.
Fucking Jesus. Do they look like anybody that lives
You
in the building?
flip it over,
or-
and it does.
shit.
It looks like one of your neighbors, a middle-aged human man. You've kind of had suspicions he used to do some work for the Boromar clan for money, but kind of thinning hair, beer belly, and you see that he has like blood and vomit and other, horrible substances all down his shirt. But quite clearly you can see like multiple stab wounds in his side. And,
Stab wounds in the side.
and you can look and see a trail of blood leading all the way up the stairs. So he climbed several flights of stairs and kept crawling up this one and eventually expired.
Shit. Okay. Kind of like quick succession, try to Sherlock Holmes this shit. First, does the vomit smell like alcohol?
It does.
Okay, vomit smells like alcohol. Second, how many stabs? How many stab wounds can I identify?
Taking a few minutes, it appears to be about 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Okay. Not crazy psychotic. Probably a fight. Or maybe a hit, who knows.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation?
Yes.
Alright. We'll try this one. Alright, 23.
All of these stab wounds are within a very small area. So it looks like they were either really fast or like this person had the jump and was able to. So it didn't look like it was a long drawn out fight. It was a very quick succession of hits.
Fuck. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Sending real quick. And I'm gonna send a message to Spike, since that's who I got the message from. Like, hey, something came up. I might be a little late. Just do what you gotta do. I'll find you. Yeah.
You don't say, "Hey, I found a body." You're like, "I got some homework to do."
Actually,
I got
you know,
some
you know, I probably would. I'd probably like, hey, there is a dead guy in my stairwell. I don't think I'm gonna catch up with you guys just now, but once you're done doing what you're doing, if you happen to have the time to come over here, that would be great.
So Spike, you get that message and you can respond if you want
I
to.
just imagine Spike's head
just-
vibrate like his head is like ringing.
Ring.
Go for Spike.
I'm like, sounds like a typical day in Sharn. You be safe out there.
God.
What? Are you okay?
And I say, oh, don't worry about it, Winland. It's all good.
Have you?
And
Never mind.
Spike says that, and with that same investigation check,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have anything on him, and in fact, he doesn't
No
have
wallet, no nothing.
anything on him. So whatever you start piecing together, like maybe it was a mugging that he happened to live through. Maybe it was if he was actually doing work for the Boromar clan. Maybe it just went south and they took anything he had on him as far as evidence or anything. But nothing of it rings of any of the investigation you're doing. More of it rings, this is some typical like lower city bullshit that's happening
Okay.
that your neighbor happened to get caught up in.
Okay, so like,
Squinch's girlfriend is an elf or something.
oh my fucking
Some
god.
tall, hot blonde, like.
So Ithranel Adana, got it.
She was like, he may be an imp, but I can fix him.
Oh no! Please no! Don't not this again! Not again!
Yikes.
Not again.
That's been said before.
I'm pretty sure I made that joke a couple weeks ago.
Yes, you did.
Shit.
It's a very funny but easily concluded joke.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
So is there like an office to this place? or
Like
anything?
a front office. Like,
Yeah, like a fucking like the door guy at City Apartments. I mean, that's a little more fancy than
yeah,
Voyager, right?
probably.
Hey, RA, there's a dead body in the hallway.
Yeah.
So,
But of course, there's blood trail coming in, so I'm sure
Yeah.
at some point somebody noticed.
I think we've said previously. I think it's been a while since it's been established, but you kind of live in like heavy Boromar territory, right?
Yeah.
Have we said that? So we'll say that similar to whenever let's throw back here. We're chasing down the trail of the necromancer, and you had met, I believe, what was it, Carmen? I can't remember. The landlady of the apartment that was rented out for that phony organization.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah.
Yeah. Effectively, there is another Boromar landlord who runs this apartment building.
Yeah.
And you could kind of approach them and be like, "Hey."
Go up to whoever they are. Just like, hey, so not to stick my nose in anything, but there's a guy in the stairwell who's kind of very dead. I think he's like, not to be that guy, but you know me, I know you, we know how this works. I think he's one of your guys, maybe, if I remember correctly. I don't know, I got that vibe. But he's kind of dead in the stairwell. So don't know if you, at the very least, want to clean that up, or if like that might be of a concern.
So
Or if that might be a concern to you guys, but one of yours is in the stairwell.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this Boromar member, turtleneck, sunglasses, chain, as we've established in the past, and as I'm known for establishing very gross, unappealing NPCs, he takes
Thank you.
off these sunglasses.
best.
He has a unibrow, like a thick unibrow cross, 5 o'clock shadow that grows all the way down like his neck and eventually connects to his chest hair. And you can see he's wearing a turtleneck, but his chest hair is like you can see a few like loose
Strands of it coming
strands
out?
of hair coming
Oh,
out of the
God.
turtleneck.
Oh.
Or not even just like poking out the top, but like going through the sewing of the turtleneck or the knitting of the turtleneck. And you know his name to be Gerard.
Gerard. Oh god.
Terribly gross landlord. And he says, "Oh yeah, Ronnie. He tripped coming in last night, drunk. You know how it is. We'll get him cleaned up."
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's doing so hot. And I just kind of look at him and kind of give him that like, I'm not stupid look, but I'm not your enemy here. I'm just letting you know. Kind of like come on, dude, really?
Yeah, these people leaving their knives on the stairwell. If someone
Yeah,
falls,
totally.
they get real hurt. You know how it is. We'll get it.
Oh, hey.
We'll get him. Yeah.
Oh, hey, about that the case that you guys have me working on. That was something that one of your friends brought in. Getting a little somewhere. I think I might be onto something, but just let your buddies know that should find something out for them real soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. His wife, she's getting pretty antsy about it.
I imagine. But it'll all. I think I'm onto something. I should have something for them soon. Don't worry about it.
I mean, not put too much pressure on you, but his mistress is also getting pretty antsy about it.
Understood. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Her husband doesn't know anything, but I mean, I'm sure he'll find out one day. So before then, don't want someone else tripping on the stairs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Don't. Wouldn't want any injuries to come from tripping on the stairs, So,
Yeah.
well, you have an excellent day, Gerard.
And you as well. And you can see, like, he does not pay attention. he's one of those people who like gets to work, gets on his phone, gets on Reddit. Like he does not care, and so he's like, 7:05. Yeah, have a good one, buddy.
Yep. I'm just kind of as I walk out of the office, kind of close the door behind me, and I go, "That guy's gonna trip on the stairs sometime soon too." And I just keep walking.
Motherfucker tripping on stairs.
And at this point, I'd probably like, oh, fuck, I don't want to stick my nose in this shit anymore. I'm just gonna meet up with them. It'll be a surprise, whatever.
Perfect.
I'm gonna make my way to Morgrave, since the last thing I heard was that they were gonna go harass.
Yes. So, what for sake of ease and fun and narrative, you all convene on Morgrave University's campus. A bunch of middle-aged to younger people, clearly not students, with a
I'm
student.
here for a parent-teacher conference. I care about my kids' education.
Yeah.
Get off my dick.
Here are my 5 assorted parents.
But I do want to
Most
say,
of them heavily armed.
if
Very much. So.
if while Varian was in class earlier, would I have been able to like suss out if that professor was in today and if he was like leaving campus? Like, I kind of want to just like poke around his office, like the outside of it, to see like if he's out or if like he's about to go anywhere. Or like over here.
He's he's an alchemy teacher. He does a lot of intro to alchemy classes, and he also holds office hours almost every day. So he's pretty much in the office 8 to 5 almost every day. Also, Varian, you'd probably have picked up on this a little bit. He's not married. Doesn't really have
that
much
winning personality. What a
Yeah.
surprise!
So he doesn't have a whole lot of things to do outside of teach. So
If they have like a front desk at the school, I'll like go up to the front desk and like shoot him like a smile. I'll be like, what's that professor's name again? I completely forgot.
Clove Holler, Dr. Clove Holler.
I'll be like, oh, hello. I was gonna come in to do an interview with Dr. Clove Holler today, and I just wanted to make sure you don't have to tell him I'm here. It's a little bit of a surprise. But I was wondering when he was, if there was any times he was gonna be out today, so I know when not to come. And I just flash a smile.
Fly.
You know those surprise interviews that
The surprise interview.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Surprise interviews where you can't be told about it.
So this dwarven woman, fair skin, blonde hair pulled back in a very tight ponytail, blue eyes. She's very heavily made up, wearing very nice clothes and a pin for Morgrave University pinned to her shirt. She looks at you, lingers and says, you said a surprise interview?
Oh, it's something new we're trying at the Sharn Inquisitive. You see, when people have time to prepare, a lot of times for interviews, they just give us a lot of fake, unnecessary bullshit. We're trying to cut to the quick of the issues. We want to know what people really have to say. So it's kind of a new way of journalism to get people to give the just the facts and no extra bullshit.
It's just, and I understand that. But it is our policy here at Morgrave that if you're going to be moving around anywhere outside of the courtyards, ergo the 5 towers of the university or the central quarters, you must sign in and gain a pass. Otherwise, our campus security will have to remove you from the premises. So unfortunately, no surprises today. So we must have you and whoever is with you to sign in.
I just needed to know if he was busy today. That's it.
As a freshman professor and very diligent academic advisor, he is busy most days. He is in his office most days. but you must sign in if you wish to meet with him.
You know what? I will come back at a day he is less busy. You are a peach, and I appreciate your dedication to your job. You keep it up. You're great. I appreciate you. And I leave.
You are a peach.
You
Did
are
you
a
say-
peach.
Okay.
All right. So, by pure serendipity of storytelling, you all group up in the courtyard of Morgrave University. Now, imagine with me, Morgrave University set up in a pentagon shape with 5 points. Each one is a tower connected by effectively a long building between each of the towers. And because it's Sharn, when I mean tower, I don't mean like, it's 40 feet in diameter. Like, it's hundreds and hundreds of feet in diameter, full of classrooms and lecture halls and auditoriums, and laboratories for some of the arcane classes. So there's these 5 towers, and then at its center is a central dome, which is effectively a student union of sorts. It's full of all sorts of student organizations and places to eat and relax and study and all sorts of stuff for the students. And then each tower is divided up into the varieties of departments and concentrations of study. The courtyard surrounds that central dome student union, effectively. So, you all meet up, and Donovan, with the knowledge that you guys are not necessarily allowed anywhere without a pass, you all meet up outside of the student union in the courtyard, which is full of greenery and trees, and people, of course, playing frisbee and hacky sack and doing slacklining. There's some fraternity fundraisers happening off to the side of the courtyard.
Really showing our hand on our college experience.
Sure are.
Sure are, man. I think that's a lot of universal stuff that people will understand. Very universal. There are banners talking about certain themed weeks for fundraisers.
Oh, that guy's doing tie-dye.
Wow, look at that. Oh, that person's playing guitar, kind of.
Oh,
That's
that guy's
crazy.
just smoking weed in the open.
Yeah, I most definitely smell weed.
You
But
ever see
you
those
all,
dudes for real? Because I've seen those dudes for real.
yes, you've seen this super. So you all group up and have all the time in the world. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can chat and discuss. I assume you want to get somewhere private, and you're able to do so, finding a nice little ringlet of a little low stone wall, a nice little sitting area that you kind of wait awkwardly by for people to leave, and then you find a nice little quiet area to sit and chat.
I imagine Oleg goes up to them and is just like, leave.
We have this courtyard reserved. I spoke to
but
the
I
dean
would
of students.
I would fill everyone in about us needing like a pass to get anywhere. So what I would suggest is that we kind of like stake out when he's gonna leave, and then just kind of try to like discreetly follow him when he does leave. Reminding everyone of the conversation or the thought that I overheard of him meeting with people to discuss.
I mean, as long as he's not
sure.
meeting them here, right? I mean, if he's meeting them here, then that might be a little bit.
Thought he would be meeting them at the university if it's
Yeah,
somebody else to see.
Yeah, well, I agree with Cornelius. I think that if he's gonna meet with him, it'd be in a more discreet location. Meeting at his job. That's rookie criminal stuff. You don't.
I mean,
you don't
meeting,
show
wanna
any-
talk
meeting in the open is the most discreet you can have. So
I want to talk
I
to
don't think it
Varian
is.
private.
Okay, so we're going to follow him.
Yeah, but before we do that, does anybody have any new information, anything like that?
Well, I wanted to check his office before we try and tail him.
We can do that.
And I was wondering if maybe Varian could, or somebody else could distract the professor out of his office and then give me some time.
it would probably be best if it was either someone disguised or somebody he did not see last night in connection to accusations of murder. Um,
Oh,
I
yeah, I
could just
forgot
take
about
off
that
the
part.
cowboy hat.
What a brilliant disguise!
Wait, I don't think
he was
I've
this man standing next to us. Oh, it's Spike.
I don't think I've met this professor before. I don't think he's seen me before.
You could talk to him.
Yeah.
And Wendell and I could sneak in there.
Do you have a plan for what you're going to say to him?
Not necessarily. I just came to the conclusion that he probably doesn't know me. So if we
Okay,
have
yeah.
any ideas, that'd be great.
Don't-
I could just do some on him and
Don't
probably
ask
won't.
about the poison, and don't ask about the case. He's very sensitive to those issues,
Yes.
apparently.
Don't please do not mention my name. That would be great.
Alright.
But yes,
Just get him talking about the favorite thing he talks about. I don't know.
alchemy himself. I don't know.
Himself, huh?
Yeah, he.
Interesting. Hey, Donovan, I think I might take a page out of y'all's book.
He's one of those professors who you get
don't know what
in
that
and
means.
he's just like, here's all the books you need to buy. I wrote them.
Oh, what an asshole!
Oh, he's one of those professors. Great.
Yeah.
Are his textbooks any good?
I mean, there's some good alchemy in them, but there's a lot of like personal anecdotes that just seem
Forced?
forced and really ego inflating, if that makes sense.
Fantastic!
I-
I love it.
Well, I know this professor. What do you? Okay.
We all know this.
Yeah,
But,
really.
I guess what I specifically wanted to see, if, like, because while whoever was talking to Spike and Wendland about like a book or something, then he was like, "Oh, this book is kind of similar to that." I kind of wanted to hear more about that book, but I wasn't there.
Wait, what book? What?
What are we talking about? What book?
Greyhouse said that he was in a book that, in one of his books, they talked about a serial killer. But the main thing, I talked to Grey Castle today, and the thing that he thought was interesting about this whole situation is that, you know, a lot of serial killers, they like to be showboaty. They want people to know that there's a serial killing going on. Ours hasn't really been that way. They've been very meticulous. They've been a couple of steps ahead of us. Not really too sure what to think about that, but it seems as if whoever this person is, they're very calculated.
Seems like
Either
they have a
that or-
specific agenda. To me.
They might be less of serial killings and more of assassinations.
Or something you said just now, like there are two steps of it's like maybe it's not that they're ahead, but they just have this stuff planned, or like maybe they're following some kind of story that already exists.
Wait a minute. Varian,
Yes.
you're a divination wizard, right?
Uh-huh.
So you can like see the future and all that stuff.
It's not quite that simple, but yeah, I do have some abilities to
Hated that base look.
peer into what might be.
Is your professor a divination wizard too?
Cloveholler? No, he's an alchemist,
Oh, okay.
which is more of a transmutation kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I got
don't-
worried for a second there. He was looking into the future. Could
What?
see-
No, I mean that could
Mm.
be a thing, but I guess more so what I was thinking of was maybe they're like following like a famous play or something. They're like a fanboy of a book or something, and they're just like,
They're trying to recreate or imitate.
yeah, maybe they're recreating something.
But yeah, like
Logan, would
an
we-
episode of Criminal Minds.
Another thing to point out that I think I don't know if this has been really talked about before, but didn't you guys say that the person who committed the bombing was disguised to look like me.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
How would they know that? Why would they choose me?
Because I guess you weren't with us at the time, or with them.
Yeah, but then how would? You kind of see where I'm going with
Well,
this?
We
Yeah,
also
then-
had reports of when we talked to other people in that area, they said that they saw different people leaving in a sort of hurried manner out of different alleys.
Out of
So
different.
kind of like somebody was changing their
Shape-shifting.
appearance.
Yeah, well, we
constantly.
established that it was a shape changer, but why would they pick my look?
I
This
can
is
only-
somebody that knows.
Yes,
this
I
group.
can. I mean, they have called us out specifically, right? I mean, I thought that.
Yeah, they left you
some-
guys that note, right?
Yeah, so I think that
Something about fourth.
and that we have started.
MOH.
Yeah,
Wait.
and,
But
and
no,
we
I
have,
think I missed the note.
I will read it to you. Hold on a second. Because I've been looking at the notes this whole time. The note said. Time will pass forth, but we will chat soon. How about a head start? MOH.
It's like MOH, like signed MOH or something like that.
MOH capital letters like Mo.
Mark of blah blah blah. Mark
um,
of hospitality. Mark of. That's what we believe it. to be.
Obviously, arcane magic is my specialty, but there is a specific spell that a more divine origin that's been passed down within my house, as I could cast to sort of commune with some higher entity. The stipulations of the spell, I can only ask one question, and about an event to occur possibly within the next 7 days. So we'd have to be very specific about what we asked. But if we think that could help, that's something I can do. Meta, I can cast divination, and as a I get it as a mark spell. So cool.
Nice.
that's super cool.
So, as you guys are taking a few minutes here discussing, about midday, you see a familiar, sweaty gnome figure exit from one of the 5 towers of Morgrave University. And you watch as Klein Cloveholler starts walking across the courtyard. Books under one arm, satchel draped across his shoulder, kind of nodding, waving at a few people, and goes to exit the campus.
I say, squinch. Invisible, tail him.
How far
Completely
is he?
silent. Let me know if you see
Squinch,
anything or hear anything.
How far away from us is he?
Several hundreds of feet.
Damn it.
Yeah. University is huge.
You've got Squinch watching him.
I've got Squinch following him right now.
Can Cornelius, do you you can read minds, right?
To a degree, yes.
Can you I guess Meta, you can cast spells through Squinch, right? That's like a thing you can do with familiars.
I'm pretty sure. I think like with familiars like touch spells, but I don't know. Let me look. Boop. Find familiar.
For Jeremy's benefit, that was I took some liberties with it, but it was the something happens, a door opens. So that's kind of what I
So
interpreted it as.
Hang on. Cast a spell with a range of touch or familiar could deliver spells as if it had cast a spell.
can Squinch
it
just
must
like
be
bump
within.
into him?
It must be within 100 feet of me. It must
Oh, okay.
use its reaction to deliver a spell when cast.
I hate to be the person. I don't want to tell everyone what to do, but I think we might need to. Maybe we split up or something right now. Like, some of us follow Cloveholler, and then some of us investigate his office, and we can
That-
all join whenever we see where he's going.
Okay. I'm pretty mobile
That
if you
makes-
guys want me to follow him.
That might be
Um,
the best idea.
Does any? I would know where his office is, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I'm assuming it's going to be locked. Does anybody
got it.
know how to? Okay.
I could also help with that if need be. And I just
I
kind of
also
like
can
hold
help
up
with
my
that.
hand, and my finger turns into a lockpick, and then turns back into a finger.
I got the
that's handy.
magic touch.
Okay, Inspector
Fair.
Gadget.
Okay.
I know the spell knock.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
so
okay.
who's-
yeah, yeah.
Okay, we need to make a decision now. Who's following Cloveholler and who's going to his office?
I would say
Cloveholler.
I would say people can disagree. That's fine. But the people that he doesn't know what they look like go to follow him, and the people that he does know what he look like, we stay here and look around. Like me,
So I should
Varian,
definitely be
Spike.
trailing him then.
Yeah, me, Varian, and Spike. We go look at his office, and Oleg, Gwendolyn, and Cornelius follow him since he doesn't really know what you guys look like, or at least would not recognize you as an associate of someone he does not like.
And if it helps, we can keep an extended distance behind him to make sure he doesn't notice us. Because as long as I'm within a certain distance of Squinch, I can communicate with him non-verbally, and he can guide us wherever we're going, even
This
if we
is an
don't see him.
amazing plan. You're brilliant.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. Let's
All right.
Let's go.
Okay. Yes. Good following him. I'm just going to ask. Do not confront him unless absolutely necessary.
Understood.
Yeah, he's bound to call the cops on us or something. He threatened it last night. He's a little bitch, so he'll probably do it.
Depending on who comes to answer, they might not be helpful. But hey,
Oh, if it's the
Alright.
Sharn Watch in general, they won't be helpful.
absolutely
They're all
not.
bunch
If it's
Alright,
Vilroy, we
alright.
might get away with it.
I start
Very-
following
real
and
quick.
minor illusion my face.
yeah,
Uh,
Spike.
Yes.
Baron, real quick, I just need to know. What's the likelihood of your professor surviving a gunshot? Just want to know, just in case it happens.
What a fucking question.
I just need to know in the future.
What?
You see
Holy
Oleg. You see Oleg kind of like looking over and just,
Varian, make
This
an
is a good question.
investigation or insight check for me.
Wait, make a what kind of roll?
Investigation or insight.
Investigation or insight. Okay.
Wow.
What a fucking
Okay.
question.
That's gonna be a gross roll. I'm gonna go with investigation because it's 1 point higher. Yeah. So that's gonna be a 29.
So,
Oh my god.
this is how I'm going to deal with Varian's unbelievably high instincts and intelligence. Is I, as Logan, am going to tell Carson the meta of Dr. Klein Cloveholler, and you
Okay.
will translate that to Spike how well he can take a gunshot.
Okay.
So, Dr. Klein
Oh, boy.
Cloveholler is an alchemist, an older professor, and a gnome man.
Okay.
He has very minimal magical abilities, but he does have a few magical abilities, equivalent to that of like a lower wizard or a mage, right? Someone who has like functional magic, like prestidigitation, mage hand, things like that.
Okay.
But he's also just a mere professor. So at best, Carson, he has 9 hit points.
So most of us could probably kill him like that.
He
Like
will
one
die.
bullet.
To
bullet,
your
bullet.
best estimate, Dr. Klein Cloveholler is more or less a fucking normal guy. He's not a lich in disguise. He's not a mind float. Like, he is a fucking just fucking weenie.
A weedy? Is that what you said?
Weenie. Like a wiener.
A weenie. I was like a weedy. Like
Weenie,
no.
my general.
what?
He's a fucking wiener.
Okay,
Oscar Mayer wiener truck. The wiener
uh,
review.
Spike, have you ever seen a melon dropped from a great height?
Mm.
That's
Okay, and you've seen what happens when it hits the ground.
Yes.
fuck.
That's That's about it right there. That's how Klein Clofaller would handle being shot with a gun.
Yeah, there'd be sweat everywhere.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good to know. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't have to go all out. That's fine.
Somebody please
Forgive me,
Have you
Father,
ever
for I
seen
must go
a
all
melon
out.
drop from a great height. Like,
No, not even just melodrama. I want the clip of Varian saying, "Have you seen a melon drop from a great height?" And Spike going,
Yes, please look that.
We have fun
Yeah.
here.
Klein Clofaller is a sweaty, little, arrogant man, and if you shot him, he would die horribly.
Oh, so he's a weenie.
yeah, he's a little weenie.
or a weenie,
I'm-
as some would put it.
I look over at Oleg and I give him a wink. Oh, no. We got this.
I pick up on that and I'm like, oh, that
That's
motherfucker's dead.
Oleg's already loading a Madani cookie into the barrel of his gun.
I have to kind of like hit it against the wall a couple times
Just
to
a
make
little
sure that
bit.
it cracks a little bit.
So that fires out like buckshot.
It would just otherwise it'll fire out like a fucking hockey puck.
Yeah.
All right, so let's I
Oh,
guess let's
God.
get to work.
You split up, and that's where we'll start next week. Splitting the party.
What could go wrong?
What could go
Some good
wrong?
potential quotables in this session today.
Yeah, that was a
Jen.
fucking blast. So much
Grab a
stupid
bottle of
shit.
whiskey and let's get the fuck to work.
Our mod is taking a break. So how about this?
Oh,
As sort of our end of session affirmations, what we can do, because that was a lot of role playing, it was a lot of just catching up, figuring out what was going on. What we can also do is, if you can't think of something to nominate another person for, you can instead nominate a quote that person said, and still give them a point of inspiration, and we'll quote it in the cloud bot.
Ooh.
oh God.
Apparently, Streamlabs is slacking. Let's see
Oh.
here.
Oh God. All right. All right. All right.
Here's what we'll do. We'll start with the person who did the RP warm-up. So Jacob, if you want to call out something cool that someone did, some good, cool role-playing moment, or call out a quote that someone said.
I really enjoyed that conversation that I had with Varian, like on the way to school. That was really good. Because I like, it's always fun to like, as a character to another character, be like, what kind of trauma are you dealing with, bud? Oh, I understand everything about you now.
So, Varian, if you want to take a point of inspiration to have and to hold.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a really. This was one of those sessions where it was really awesome as a DM to just like mute myself and like sit back and listen to all this stuff and then just like make little notes like, this. That was really nice. Yeah, that was awesome. Then let me look at this very arbitrary list that I made in my notes for RP warm-up stuff. There
Can
it
you
is.
hear me, Austin?
Can you hear us?
What's happening?
Austin can't hear anything.
Oh no.
Yo, Jimmy V.
Oh,
Leave and come
Everyone
back.
sounds like a
Yeah.
robot.
yeah.
Oh.
Since we're done with the game, you won't fuck up any layout stuff. That's totally fine though. Travis, if you have a particular moment or action or quote you want to call out of another player, do so.
I really enjoyed the Donovan, like in the beginning. Everything dealing with his roleplay there was really cool.
That was a lot of fun.
I had a absolute blast with that. It was really fun.
And honestly, between Jacob and myself, that was not a whole lot of prep going into that. We just kind of said, like, this is where you live, this is what your daughter's like, and here's kind of your little bit of backstory. and we just kind of went with it, and it was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I was gonna say, like, this is something that I can do with the people that I play with a lot. Like, this happened the other day in a different session that Carson and I play in. Like, we literally were talking about some dumb bullshit
Oh yeah.
for like 30 minutes. Like, literally, it started. Someone threw it to us. Was like, "What are you guys talking about?" And I started talking about ramen, and we literally did a bit about ramen for like at least 20 minutes. And it got to the point where like other people had to be like, "This isn't funny anymore. You guys need to stop." And I was like, I can literally just keep going.
I was
Like-
rolling with it.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
fun.
thing is, like, when you're comfortable with somebody, like I am with Carson, or like I am with you, Logan, I am with probably almost everybody in this group at this point.
just vamp.
You can just talk,
Yeah.
and like I can just say dumb bullshit, and they'll be like, "Oh, dumb bullshit! You want some more dumb
Want
bullshit?"
some
And
more?
just keep talking for like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I could have kept that going for a really long time because I did the mental prep work,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and I think that's what's fun about like characterizing someone you play, because you can just be like, here's a random scenario, improv.
Yeah. And I
And
think
that's my
that'll-
favorite part about D&D, just improv.
improv. And I think that'll be a lot of fun to continue on with doing like the RP warm-ups, because then you can learn a little bit more about your character, like on the fly, and then keep going and keep doing that in the session. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
So Jacob, point of inspiration for the wonderful scene at the beginning. I need to take a gander at my arbitrary list once again. Austin's gone. Xavier, if you want to nominate someone for an action scene or quote that they pulled off.
I want to nominate someone with an action scene or quote. You know what? I'll nominate Travis for showing Oleg's a little kinder side with a little cat. I wasn't expecting that. I was just like, oh, okay, cool.
Even though it was a horrible, like, Cthulhu
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah, it was a disgusting cat. I absolutely hate it. But it was adorable.
Love
That
it.
moment between them.
Yes. I also, it's a different moment, and you're not getting multiple points of inspiration, but I just need to call out that lovely little bit of, like, when I was like, Oleg, what do you do with your morning? And you're like, you know what? I have a nice, slow morning. I have a nice breakfast. I sit down and, like, that was just such a nice, like, yeah, take some time for yourself. I love that shit. Alright, yeah. So Travis, point of inspiration. I just like that through all of this, there's a serial killer on the loose, and Oleg's still like, I'm gonna fucking eat my eggs and bacon. Like,
You know what?
Like the
You know
house
what?
on
If
fire,
I don't
Oleg is
eat
like,
my eggs
"This
and
is
bacon,
fine."
the serial killer wins.
Oleg sips his tea, holding his shotgun. This is fine.
it's so good.
We go about morning.
Xavier, Alan.
I was gonna give it to Austin.
That's okay.
Just that initial reaction to Squinch and the rat. Just it made it so much better.
In front of my salad.
And it's just like when you were
A
still
golden
describing what was going on, like you could see like in Austin's eyes, like him like as Cornelius, just like I've been living with this piece of filth for so long.
Nothing fucking surprises me anymore.
Like there was the one comment in the chat. Yeah, from Carson, he said Squinch is just your horny roommate with boundary issues. Yeah, that's very accurate.
It's just like, man, you can't be having sex on the futon in the living room. That's a shared space,
That's
Bro.
Bro, it's my. He was like, do it in the other room. He's like, you
Yeah.
gotta say it's my bedroom though. It's my room.
It's just like, dude, you're squatting here.
You called me here, you son of a bitch.
I
That's
didn't ask for this.
Awesome. We'll make sure Austin gets a point of inspiration. I keep putting away my arbitrary list. And then yeah, finally Carson. Who do you want to nominate? I think Alan is the only one. But if you want to call out someone's quote, you can.
Did we get to Xavier yet?
Yeah, Xavier did win.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Okay. Well, I feel like Spike didn't get to do a whole lot in this episode, but I have to throw it back for the wooing that happened in the previous episode.
Ooh,
That was god tier. Just
Thank you.
the
flirting
wooing.
in character could be so awkward, and you both leaned into and smoothed it over, which was very fun to watch. So point.
Straight
Yes.
up, like one of like the most stressful moments of my life.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it afterwards. It's just like that's like one of the worst things because you're like, this is worse than doing it in real life.
No,
Fair.
there was a campaign, and we were in I don't know, a year or two ago, or I was flirting in character with an NPC, and I literally went like, yeah.
And that's like I don't know if oh gosh, I don't know if you've ever seen her like on Twitter or on Twitch or anything else. Let me make sure I get her full Twitch name right. But she essentially streams like for a full-time job, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
When will my Austin return from
The-
war?
That bronze girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's awesome. She essentially does like a all day daytime stream every day, and it's honestly the past like few days it's been super nice because like I'll get up and start my editing work and just like have her stream on, just listen to her talk about bullshit. It's awesome. I love it.
She's in I think it's like I think it's a tabletop stream.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
She has a little
if
bit of
it's like
tabletop
D&D.
stuff. Yeah. But in one of the streams I was in, she was talking about how like people who are like horny in games or like on Twitch or whatever else like really bothers her and like makes her uncomfortable. And I posted in chat and I was like, what about like horniness in tabletop RPGs? Because for some groups, like especially like tabletop RPGs like Vampire the Masquerade, like it's very socially oriented, and so there's
There's
relationships.
a lot of sexual
Yeah.
undertones.
And even if you look at things
Vampires
like
are hot.
vampires are hot, but if you look at things like Critical Role, there are relationships all over the place. And she kind of agreed that horniness in tabletop RPGs is uncomfortable, but there's like a balance, like relationships and like how
It's
well
about
it's about the
like, the
group.
whole thing
Yeah.
with that is just about boundaries and like making sure that you
Yeah.
don't do something that's gonna make someone uncomfortable.
Which
But
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you should do one, Logan. Like a thing that you liked, because you're a player too.
Oh,
thing that you
I had
like?
no idea. I was like, I think
We're
we
not
were
talking-
all
We're not
confused.
talking about being horny. In
Yeah,
any way.
we
I
were
was
all
like-
very confused.
You should nominate somebody that if or a quote or something, and then we should ask chat if they liked something.
Yes, chat. If there was a specific,
Jacob,
yeah,
what?
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? If there was a specific moment, let us know. And we
Logan,
can...
you go first.
Oh gosh, but yes, chat. Let us know as you're brainstorming. A lot of the things I really liked have already been said. It might just be because I love Alan so much deep down in my heart. I think I appreciate the dynamic that Gwendolyn and the leader of her monastic order have, like, just this whole dynamic that they have, because you think like monks being very like rigid and bound to an order and a code, and this is what I'm gonna do, this is my beliefs. But then like Gwendolyn and Isabella are very just like, hey, what's up? It's been a while. And it's very relaxed and cool, and I think I want more cool stuff, like more cool religions and more cool order in my games. Like I just want to see more paladins who are just chill and like, and so yeah,
religious people weren't dicks.
yeah, like
Let's
it's just
dive into a fantasy world.
yeah, it's just a little more cool.
Actually, I got some inspiration of that from one from Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Mm.
where kind of like the air nomads are kind of considered a like they have rules and stuff, but they're also very laid back.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of discussions in like some forums and stuff about kind of like trying to conceptualize the culture of air nomads.
Mhm.
And for the most part, like even the more serious ones weren't all that serious to begin with. They were pretty chill, and it was just kind of like everybody was pals with each other.
Yeah.
And there's a movie I watched a while ago called The Cup, which is a bunch of Chinese monks that are trying to convince their elders to get a TV so they can watch the World Cup.
Oh, that's cool.
And it shows like kind of like this dynamic between like the younger monks and like I guess the higher ups, the
Mhm.
older people that and just kind of like this cool dynamic of like, yeah, we're being serious about like these teachings and stuff, but also there is some
Life.
time to have to have a life, to have fun.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I think especially with like the Order of the Alley being devoted to the city of Sharn. I hate the term melting pot because I think it's just been used poorly. But in Sharn, it is a hub of cultures from across the world. And I like this idea that the Order of the Alley is sort of defending that, and rather than like subjecting like, this is what we're gonna do, this is our laws, these are orders, it's just like, yeah, do what you want, like relax, just take care of the city, take care of the people, and we'll be good.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that ideal.
Like make sure the future generations of Sharn have this opportunity that you have.
Yeah.
It also reminded me of the monk order in Unsleeping City.
Yes, the concrete fist.
Yeah.
That's where I got a
It
little bit of
is
the
what it
inspiration.
is.
Yeah. I wanted to take...
Unsleeping City is so good. I can't wait to start
Yes,
second season.
absolutely.
I guess chat is silent, so we'll not worry about it.
We can wrap it up.
Also, I'm tired. So like...
Yes, Travis is an old man and is tired.
I am.
So we will
I'm
wrap it
okay.
up. We'll wrap it up here. I will need you for a few minutes, Travis, after we go off, but that's okay. Thank you, everyone. What?
I cannot play Rocket League.
I know you
nonstop,
can't play.
dude.
It's a different thing. But I need a toilet cap before we talk. Just stay in the Google Meet chat for like 5 more minutes. But everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us and watching us be stupid this session. It was a whole heck of a lot of fun. It was a lot of good role playing. And next session, we're gonna get back to the intensity and chase scenes and all sorts of fun stuff like that. As they split the party. So everyone have a lovely week. Check us out next Monday. We should be good. I have no scheduling conflicts. And check out my Twitch panels for future updates. I don't think there's any more things. Follow Azalo Plays. Follow Mr. Owls. Play with us. I think that's all of the things. So everyone have a lovely week, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, Sharn.
Bye, gamers.